Red team, welcome. We are here early today because they are going to have a gameplay premiere today. We're going to watch that. They actually released this a little early, so we're going to watch this video first. It's about 5 minutes, then we'll jump into the feature premiere, which will be live from SDS. So
hey everyone, Chris Gill here, Gameplay Director at San Diego Studio, and welcome to another season of Fielding Feedback, the series that highlights upgrades inspired by you, the players.
we already talked about this. Hitting in the show could be easier. Why is it so hard to hit with zone hitting? I've been seeing a lot of the same animations. When are we going to get new ones? Will there be able to challenge balls and strikes? Well, we already know they are going to have ABS and a challenge system, so that will be in.
Let's get into some of the awesome new features that make MLB The Show 26 our most immersive and realistic gameplay experience yet. This year is all about putting more power into your hands, and our new automated ball strike challenge system is a great example. If you think the ump missed a strike, challenge the call. Each team is allowed 2 challenges per game. If a challenge is successful, the team retains the right to use it again, but unsuccessful challenges are lost for the rest of the game. So don't burn all your challenges too early.
I wonder if this is going to be online. Can you imagine?
Or you could get squeezed in the clutch. Speaking of clutch, this year we're making sure that clutch matchups between pitchers and hitters are as realistic as possible by incorporating accurate pitch usage rates for every MLB pitcher.
This I actually love. So for those who can't see it, it says usage rate right here, break and velocity. I love that they're talking about the usage rates and that we're going to see the CPU pitch more realistically. This is actually a big dub. If you move me over here, this right here, this is a big W to me. I love this. I think this is going to be a fantastic ad if done right. So very cool. Very cool to see that.
Based on real-world MLB stats. The lower the usage rate for a given pitch type, the harder it is.
Was that a new
for
angle?
every MLB pitcher based on real-world MLB stats.
Is that a new pitching angle? A new pitching camera? I don't think we've had one where we can see the entire second base umpire, right? This looks like it's from like center field. Is this like the new? Is this like the new maybe like the new Toronto one? Maybe this is Toronto specific. Yeah, maybe this is Toronto's broadcast angle. It's not one that looks familiar to me.
The lower the usage rate for a given pitch type, the harder it is to locate, giving hitters the ability to punish lazy pitchers who spam the zone with seldom thrown pitches. Good pitchers don't need spam when they're cooking.
I'm going to tell you right now, they showcased Jose Ramirez's dreads and stuff. This looks bad. I have a still shot here, but for them showcasing the dreads with Jose Ramirez and stuff,
Spam the zone with seldom
Josh
thrown
Bell
pitches.
does not look good.
Pitchers don't need spam when they're cooking. You know, it's been said that the best pitchers in baseball have a clutch gene that allows them to block out the noise and throw their best pitches in the biggest moments. This year, we're giving you a taste of how that feels with bear down pitching. The bear down feature lets you throw pitches with a little extra accuracy and velocity in key moments. How fast you gain bear down momentum and how many pitches you can save up are based on your pitcher's clutch attribute. But
Wait, so you save them up over the game?
a little extra accuracy and velocity in key moments. How fast you gain bear down momentum and how many pitches you can save up are based on your pitcher's clutch attribute. But when you use your bear down pitches is up to you. Will you go after a big bat early or save your bear down pitches for more strategic, high leverage situations?
I don't really like that. That's too gamey for me. I like that. That feels like something that like in real life, are you saving pitches? I mean, there's going to be a limit to bear down. Yeah, I'm not. That feels a little too video gamey to me.
Choose your moments wisely because even high-rated clutch aces are only allowed to store a few bear-down pitches at a time. Meanwhile, strategic hitters can also gain an edge in the clutch by taking advantage of expanded pitch history customization options for in-game scouting.
Ooh. You can update the pitch. You can change what pitch history you see now. That's actually kind of cool. So the pitch history, the when you hold R2, you can change what shows now. That's actually kind of dope.
You can now filter pitch history by specific counts, performance against lefties versus righties, and you can even track a pitcher's tendencies against specific hitters. And because our CPU pitchers mimic MLB pitchers by mixing speeds, working both sides of the plate, and leaning on their go-to pitches, these tools are just as valuable in offline modes as they are in online.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
This year, we're super excited to debut 2 new zone hitting options to help you lock in at the plate and put the barrel on the ball. First, we've added a new hitting mechanic called Big Zone Hitting. Instead of having to line up your PCI directly on the ball like zone hitting, you simply choose the zone where you think the ball will cross the plate. If you choose correctly and time up your swing, you'll make solid contact.
Yeah, I won't be using that one.
The higher your contact attribute, the more solid coverage you will have within that zone.
That's a level between zone and timing.
Next up is Fixed Zone Hitting, a new feature that lets you focus on a specific part of the plate and keep your PCI there for the whole at-bat. Couple that with our brand new PCI sensitivity feature in ambush hitting, which was introduced on hitting, a new feature that lets you focus on a specific part of the plate and keep your PCI there for the whole at-bat.
Couldn't we do that before with the anchors? Isn't that anchor hitting?
Couple that with our brand new PCI sensitivity feature in ambush hitting, which was introduced last year, and you now have more opportunities than ever to define and refine your personalized approach at the dish. On the defensive side of the diamond, we've worked hard this year to differentiate between the good fielders and the gold glovers. As a result, we've created reaction attributes for breaking on the ball in every worked hard
that
this
is
year
a new
to
animation.
Differentiate between the good fielders and
not
the
that
gold
one.
glovers.
That one's that's
we've
new.
created reaction attributes for breaking on the ball in every direction, forwards, backwards, left, and right. We've also added new attributes for pitchers and given catchers a pop time attribute. We are constantly integrating real-life player data to add value to these attributes, as well as
this
and
looks
giving
smoother.
catchers a pop time attribute. We are constantly integrating real.
Is this the wait. Is this the broadcast fielding camera that we use now, right? That's the broadcast camera that I use now, right? Whatever it is, I like this camera. It looks super smooth,
we've
yeah.
worked hard this year to differentiate between the good fielders and the gold glovers. As a result, we've created reaction attributes
angle
for breaking on the
specifically.
ball in every direction, forwards, backwards, left,
Watch
and
this
right.
next hit.
We've
Watch
also
the next
added
hit.
New attributes for pitchers and given catchers a
That
pop
looks
time
super
attribute.
smooth.
We are constantly integrating real-life player
No, this
data
is a
to add
5-minute,
value
like,
to these
trailer.
attributes,
Boo.
as well as enhance card variety and heighten realism throughout
I love the pop time rating's big. I like that.
the game.
Was that a split? Did they split where they should have split on the yeah. His first 9 versus lefty, K versus 9, lefty righty now. And the usage over here. That's really cool. I like that. I really like these cards too. I think these cards are kind of clean too.
Because gameplay is so important to us, we've once again added close to 500 new gameplay animations to the show, emphasizing the visual quality of plays on the field. Wait until you see
the number of animations is never going to get me.
all the new throws you can make in the infield, the arm angles, the off-balance throws. Turning double plays has never been more fun.
That's cool
we also
because
gave our catchers a complete overhaul.
That's cool specifically because there are that's cool. I know, I'll get them on pay. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything until 5 o'clock. That's cool because there are specifically some really, really cool, really, really good plays that you cannot make because of arm angles and because of throwing. So that's kind of cool.
With most catchers now setting up with one knee down, we made sure that making throwbacks, back picks, steal throws, and blocks are more realistic than ever.
Back picks. I have never once thrown somebody out on a back pick.
Infielders have new ways to rob hits. Outfielders have new ways to rob home runs. There are basically new animations all over the diamond.
Sleeves look nice. Watch the sleeves when he his face looks terrible. His face looks terrible, but look, watch his sleeves. Watch his sleeves when he raises it up.
Basically new animation.
See how the sleeves are separate? The sleeves are separate from the arms. That's kind of dope. I'm pretty sure that's new. The sleeves right here actually fall down as he raises his hands up.
It's all over the diamond. At the end of the day, we make this game for you, the community, and that's why gameplay this year is more realistic than ever in MLB The Show 26. Stay tuned for the next episode of Field and Feedback.
Undershirt and jersey
everything that's
feels
new
different.
Road to the show. For MLB The Show 26, this is Chris Gill, gameplay director at San Diego Studio. See you next time.
Okay, I mean it's cool. They all sound cool. None of them sound huge. I will say for franchise players and versus CP players, I think the CPU usage thing is easily the largest thing like that that affects us. Oh, ignore that. You go over here. You come here. Oh, they're streaming in 4K on YouTube. That's where we're watching. Anyway, turn it down a little bit. So yeah, I really like that. The usage thing I think is going to be a big one. I agree with that. I'm assuming there are no drops. Oh yeah, the chat's terrible already. I don't see drops on the Twitch channel chat, so you're a little ahead. How about now? How about now? Are you better pay? You got drops? I just refreshed it again. I don't see any drop. I'm not seeing drops to the top. Oh no, there it is. It's on now. They're on now. Okay. Oh, this is Gill. This right here, that's Chris Gill. They're gonna have Chris Gill on this stream. That ought to be interesting. Ashley's back here. Gill's here. I'm gonna assume this is Carson right here. I'm gonna assume that's Carson right there. Yeah, it's only their channel, so make sure you throw a tab up on them for it. A little visual upgrade wouldn't hurt. I mean, man, I don't disagree with you. I'm not really the graphics guy, so not my thing. I'm not really the graphics guy, so we need it because of immersion, but I'm more of a gameplay guy, so different stuff to left and right-handed batters are gonna be really good too, especially creating lineups and stuff, Seth, and bringing in relievers and stuff. That's gonna be a huge one. I agree. Second, just making sure the phone is charging. My phone battery's at 6% right now, Chad. Probably not good. Yeah, the pitcher CPU stuff is kind of what I'm most excited about. Wait, this is Carson over here. This is Carson here. That's Ashley. So I don't know who this is, but this is Chris Gill. That's 100% Chris Gill. So we'll be hearing from the man himself. I think the graphics would be fine as they are now if they didn't look extremely similar to MLB 15. That along with that improvement is the main purpose. Oh yeah, for sure. Because you buy a game, it doesn't feel new. It doesn't feel new. I will say that video we watched, the 5-minute video we just watched, had better lighting in it than the gameplay Buzz trailer did. So pick up your tape, Colin. Clean up the studio, damn it. So Carl, how you doing, dude? I'm Carl. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to find out some more information about it. I'm ready to see some more video about it. The camera angles look good. I really like that. Enjoy Wardy, nicest guy ever. Wait, who's Wardy? Henny, who's Wardy? Oh, you mean Taylor Ward? Henny, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. You guys got a good one in Grayson too. That trade was good both ways. Grayson Rodriguez, if he's healthy, will be very good for you. No, I knew what you meant, Henny. It took me a second. Hey, what's up, Casey? How we doing, dude? What's up, Walker over the red team? We're doing good. We're just waiting to see how this is gonna go. Waiting to see how this is gonna go. We'll see. I have my apprehensions. What's up, Jay? How we doing? It is still the best sports game. Carl, I agree with you. It is still the best sports game in terms of Tar Heel. Are you about the same time as I am now? You were early in me before. When you hear my voice, we're right at 1 minute. It recreates the sport better than any other sports game does right now. That being said, I fully understand why people are having issues with it in terms of it looking the same. Dude, tonight at midnight, Mother effing Neo 3, baby. Let's go. I'm so excited. I was waiting on gameplays for games we were waiting on. Actually, no, I thought the gameplay, Casey, I thought the gameplay stuff that came out for WD2K was really good today. Or yeah, was it yesterday that came out? I thought it was really good. I just don't like the whole ringside pass thing.
Hello, MLB The Show fans, and welcome back to another year of feature premieres for MLB The Show 26.
Hey, I have this bat.
Joined by Ashley at San Diego studio.
Hello, it's exciting. New year, new us, new sets.
Yeah.
It's pretty fancy. We'll get into the feature premiere format in just one moment, but in the meantime, we will be going live every single week until the week of launch, so make sure you're staying tuned. And
Every
make sure you're
week?
following us on all of your favorite social media websites so you never miss anything that we're about to talk about.
Yeah, and we'll be live on YouTube and Twitch for everything. For our Twitch users, make sure your account's linked. You'll get some free packs in MLB The Show 26 just for watching. And format, Ashley, what can fans expect?
Right. We're just going to be very similar to last year. You're going to have a little bit of a pre-record, kind of go through some of the heavy hitters, some of the most anticipated
40 minutes of
changes,
bat sounds,
and we're
baby.
gonna
Let's
go
go.
to that live portion on YouTube and Twitch. We're going to go over even more topics.
All right, we are
get
live.
into depth. We're going to have the game pulled up. You're going to be able to ask us questions, and we're going to be with the devs live.
Is it 5
answering
weeks?
Everything.
Yeah.
Is
it's
it
gonna be
really only
awesome.
5 weeks?
Super excited to get this thing started today.
1,
with
2,
the
3,
gameplay
4.
team.
Oh my God, you're right.
Let's get it going.
We're only
We are
5
here for
weeks
the first
away.
Feature premiere with the gameplay team, Chris Gill, Connor Ryan. It's good to see you guys.
Oh, that's
How we
Connor
doing?
Ryan. Okay, there we go.
Doing great, thank you.
Great, thank you for having us.
It's great to have you. So excited to talk about all things gameplay in MLB The Show 26. Chris, you've been here for 28 years, our gameplay director. I'm sure most of you remember him from last year. And then Connor, design producer. These two are touching everything, hitting, pitching, fielding in MLB The Show, and there's some really exciting changes coming this year.
Absolutely. And you know what? Why not start with our fan favorite hitting? Because, Connor, we have something new this year with big zone hitting that's meant to bridge the gap for some of our middle of the range players.
Yeah,
Is
you
that better,
nailed it,
Jack? Can you hear?
actually. Honestly, any type of player can use this of any skill level, but there was a big gap between timing and directional hitting and then zone hitting. Essentially what it is as the pitch is coming in, as
Sorry
you're
about that, guys.
tracking it, you're going to push the left stick to
Let me know if
one
it
of
needs to go up
9
louder.
quadrants where you think the ball is going to end up. And from there, swing timing, of course, is a huge impact.
So to me, it sounds like it's very similar to zone hitting where, like your PCI, you're tracking where the ball is going with the quadrant, but it's going to be a little bit more forgiving in terms of timing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the coolest thing about it, too. It's
Scorebug was new. Good
it's
call.
not as precise as zone hitting, so I would encourage anybody who's really good at zone
It's not really
hitting to
that. I mean,
continue
it's got
using zone
a
hitting.
higher definition on it.
For some of us, like myself, you get to a certain point where the level that you're playing at, especially competitively, you feel like you're overmatched. And this might be a way to compensate for that, just in terms of getting more solid contact more regularly, right? And so having a high contact attribute,
It's not that bad, Andrew. I don't think.
big zone hitting, because when you push that stick into the zone where that ball is coming in, you don't have to precisely line it right up, but how big your contact zone is going to be based on your contact rating.
Right, but big zone is not the only thing we're doing hitting wise. Connor talked.
Right, we were just talking about that, Jay. The jersey sleeves are independent of the model now.
Is a new interface. It's very similar to zone hitting, and it's pretty interesting how it came about. We were trying to figure out a way to bring PCI sensitivity into the game, which fans have been asking for a long time. And as we were doing it, one of the first steps we took is, well, what if we detach your release from the left stick, and it's no longer going to go back to center. So basically, essentially what fixed zone is the ability to move your left stick around, and when you release the left stick, it's going to stay in
that's
that
actually
position.
dope.
So you can move it around the zone smoothly without having to worry about that snap back to center.
That's really nice. It reminds me of.
Oh, I love
PCI
that.
anchor a
That's
few
so
years ago where you're
cool.
able to preset where
So it's
your
like
PCI
next
is,
level
but
anchor.
Instead of it resulting back into the middle, if you don't set a PCI anchor, it's just going to follow through that slow, smooth motion.
Absolutely, and there's a sensitivity that comes with that as well, and that kind of leads us to the next thing, which is PCI sensitivity. Zone hitting and fixed zone hitting both have a PCI sensitivity now. You can basically scale how fast or slow you want your PCI to move.
Did that say you? Did that
For
just
me
do that in
personally, I
game?
like having my sensitivity a little bit slower. And because of that,
Can you
I'm able
adjust
to
that
fine-tune my
in-game?
approach at the plate, and I'm able to basically say, okay, I'm going to control this inside of the plate and spit on pitches away.
You can adjust that piece,
because I know
that
with my
moving
PCI
bar.
sensitivity, I won't be able to reach it.
And Gil, we were talking before this recording. You have a little method to the madness. How many ticks are you going for your PCI sensitivity?
I knew you were going to bring this up. Yeah, I go 6. So I think
right.
it's like my older dexterity, right? Like for me, I go all the way to the left. and
Okay,
then
that's
6
kinda
to the
cool.
Right, and there it is.
Speaking of competition, especially from the hitting side of things, let's switch on over to pitching, Gil, and this new thing called bear down pitching.
Yeah, super excited about bear down. I think the community is going to love this new feature that we've added. Basically, the whole idea started just thinking about situationally in games where you see a pitcher might be tired on the mound. He might have thrown 5-6 innings. Nowadays, most starting pitchers only go about 5 or 6 innings before they start using their bullpen. But maybe he knows he's got to get through one more hitter or 2 more hitters. That was the idea behind it, right? So they got to bear down to get through those hitters and get through that inning, maybe extend that outing just a little bit more to save that bullpen. And you see examples of this all the time. You know, Yamamoto in the World Series. I mean, the World Series just showed us bear down. So bear down is essentially, it's a way for pitchers to be able to store these special pitches, bear down pitches. You can only store so many of them, so you're going to use them strategically. That's the whole idea behind it. Like high leverage situations.
Risk?
That could be in the first inning. You could find yourself in trouble, and if you've earned them through throwing strikes and strikeouts, if you've earned them, you'll see a little OSD up on the screen right below all your pitches.
No. But what's the risk to bear down?
It's going to show you when they're available. Use them wisely, I say. Like, it just depends. Everybody's going to have a different way of using these.
That's what I want to know.
I was going to say, I had the opportunity to be a part of like some of the early play testing of bear down, and it's really nice. You talk about the visual. It's like this little orange circle that fills, and then it keeps tallying as you include more bear down pitches.
I want to see what is what's the bad
bear down
thing.
pitches?
Well, like I said, you earn them by throwing strikes and getting strikeouts. However, the higher your clutch, the clutch attribute for pitchers really is the base behind how often.
And also,
you can
if
earn,
it's
how
based
fast
around
you can earn, how
strikeouts,
many
what
you
about
can
finesse
earn
pitchers?
within a given pitch? And even the top
Do finesse
rated
pitchers
clutch
not?
pitchers aren't going to have like 17 pitches in an inning.
No, the
I
risk
think
of
we
using. What's the
clamped
risk of
those guys
using it?
around 4 or something like that within an inning, right, Connor? And so, if you're really low attribute, down in 40s or something like that, it's going to be tough just to store 1, right?
For sure.
Or 2.
And then as we talk about building up and the clutch that it takes, what kind of boost can our fans expect when they use a bear down pitch?
Essentially, you're going to gain a little bit more control and a little bit more velo on your harder pitches. So, which, obviously matters a lot, right? Like you want that smaller par the perfect accuracy region. I mean, the smaller that is, the more accuracy you have. And so getting that a little bit smaller in these situations can be really helpful, especially digging yourself out of a hole.
It's
Throwing
awesome.
strikes as
And
well,
I'm excited
yeah.
for the cat and mouse game to continue in MLB The Show. For our
I
fans
just-
that played
I don't know
last
if I
year,
like
we
it,
introduced
man.
ambush hitting, and now we have bear down to kind of counteract that, right, Chris?
Well, yeah, I mean, the idea behind bear down
Oh, the new
wasn't
tiger
so
seats
much
in
to
there?
combat
Yeah, they are.
ambush.
You're right.
However, and Connor and I, we talk about this stuff, the gameplay team, and Dre and James and the programmers, and we talk about this stuff all the time. It's like, if we're going to give the pitcher something, we better give the hitter something, and vice versa, right? It can't just be one-sided. And pitchers always have the advantage already anyway, in real life and even in the game, because you don't know where that pitch is coming. And if a guy's got 5 pitch repertoire or 4 pitches,
Yeah, I think I'll have it off when we're playing.
We give you the tools on the offensive
we don't have any
side
idea,
to
digital.
combat those things, and that's kind of where.
Wait,
I think
that was in 25?
when you start
I'm saying
talking about
it
how
doesn't
our
feel
game
like
compares to real life.
I don't
that
know.
We're giving you all those same
Doesn't
tools
feel
that
realistic.
real life hitters have when they have a plan when they come to the plate.
So this is all really good information.
like, you know what I mean? Like, you
we're
don't just
essentially
magically
giving the player
magically get
everything they need
get
to have a
accuracy on your
plan,
pitches.
Make a decision, whether it's with big zone hitting,
Like, you
whether
don't
it's with the
focus
PCI
harder
sensitivity,
on pitching.
thick zone hitting. All this stuff ties into ambush. It ties into the new feature bear down. And I think that's just going to make things even more fun and challenging for the player, especially this bear down mechanic.
Yeah, well, I mean, well said. And honestly, I just want people to understand that is how we go about doing all of this. And we look at all
The
the
new
different
catcher animations are very clean. I
it's
agree.
important to us. And
It
I
is.
hope
It's
everybody
gamifying.
enjoys
That's what I
it.
mean, Squeeb.
Yeah. And Ashley,
That's what I mean. It's kind of
doesn't
gamifying, which is
stop there.
fine. Which is fine. It's a game thing. I just don't think it's for
There is a
me.
whole lot changing, and I know our fans cannot wait to get their hands on everything from the looks of it to the new attributes we're adding. But let's start with the look of it and our new UI with the whole player cards.
Yeah, it's really been a full team effort, and we're very excited to have reached where we're at. When it comes to
Look at
attributes,
Bradley Edge versus
like you were saying,
Pujols
the
or
player
Familia
card's
versus
been
Gordon. I don't know what that
completely
means.
There was
Like,
a lot
just
of
because he pitched
discussion
better.
about, okay, why doesn't this attribute impact Diamond Dynasty, but it's displaying here? Why doesn't this attribute impact other areas? And
The
it's
graphics
displaying
don't
here.
look that good,
So
Sean.
now we completely revamped it, and what you're going to notice
The
is
lighting
that
looks
attributes
better, but,
showing
like,
in
they
that
still have
mode
a
are the
way to
attributes
go.
That matter.
That is huge. So depending on which mode you're playing, the card is going to show you which ones are mattering. Obviously, a little bit more maybe for Diamond Dynasty, a little bit less for offline play.
Okay, so this is not in
Absolutely,
the
and
guide
we've also
anymore.
added
This is
in
actually on the
additional things
card.
like quirks into the player card, kind of consolidating all of the information and reworking the way it's being presented to the players to help them make the best decisions for their team.
See how
Yeah, the
they couldn't do
presentation
that
is really
when they were
interesting.
live.
Our
When they were
fans are
live, it
very
was a
used to the
disaster.
vertical columns, attribute.
They'll be live after
we have
this.
a different way of displaying it where it's almost like categorical, where you have contact and then your splits, power and then your splits.
Yeah, essentially the 5 tools. And from there, what you're also going to notice is that it's no longer, we used to have orange for batting and
Oh, yeah.
I think green for fielding, and we broke away from that.
Yeah,
and now
I'm a
it's
big fan of all the
scale
information
based
being
on,
here too.
what range you're in. So the best of the best are going to be
Well,
green.
what I'm saying is like,
yeah.
what
the
if
attribute
you
itself
do
is
bear
scaling.
down and then you
But
don't hit your
I
mechanic?
am ready to hear about
You should have a
the
bigger
pitcher
risk against it.
changes with these attributes because
Yeah.
it's really exciting.
Hits per 9 is where we're going to start. We've added in hits per 9 splits. And
Agreed, Roy.
I like to approach this from the hitter side of things. And what does hits per 9 counteract? And hits per 9 counteract, it works against contact.
And remind our fans, what does contact do again?
Contact is your inner PCI. It increases the size of your inner PCI and also gives you a more forgiving swing timing window. So
Yep.
that's what contact does, and hits per 9 is doing the inverse. So what it's doing is trying to shrink that batter's PCI, trying to shrink down that timing window that they have to make.
I think
solid
that was the red
contact.
diamond thing they
And
just
what
went
you're
over.
going to notice is that now we have splits that we're pulling from real life data. So hits per 9 is now hits per 9 left, and then hits per 9 right, and we're able to differentiate how these players are playing in real life in our game now.
And it doesn't stop there. Pitching has a complete new look with these attributes, but we're still doing more attribute changes, Chris. We're adding direction to reaction for our fielders.
Yeah, we have a direction attribute going to your right, to your left, going back and going forward. It's pretty self-explanatory, but the cool thing is, again, we'll go back to how am I building my team?
Yeah.
You know?
I love
And
this.
if I wanna
This is
strengthen my
good.
left side of my infield. My
I
right
like
side of
this
my
a lot.
infield,
Oh,
how
this
I'm
is on the
playing, who I'm
card.
playing. If this guy's
Oh,
good
this
going
is
to his right and
dope.
his left, then I might have to worry about it. But if he's
The
terrible going to his right, I might
percentage you
have
get
another
of
guy
being
who might be
perfect.
not as good, but he's good going both directions. I'm going to want that guy in the lineup, right? Because essentially what that's going to do is affect his start transition, right?
Oh,
so
I
the
like
jump
that a
that I
lot.
get is going to be directly related to that reaction
which is
time.
something we talked about a lot last year
We
with some
did.
of those infield changes. So this is just another level of squad building, of realism with the defenders.
It's good in the corners
and
too,
it
Siami.
doesn't stop there. We
Because you
actually
can shift your
switched
outfield individually
a
now
quirk
if you
with
want
catchers
to.
That was pop time. That's now a scalable attribute.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, these guys separate themselves behind the plate for how quick their feet are, right? And
Yeah.
how quick their exchange is. And essentially, pop time is the time it takes from the ball when they
Oh,
catch
you
the
can
ball, the
challenge the
catcher, until
steal.
the ball hits
Did
the
you see the
glove
challenge?
at second base.
You can
That's
challenge
how
the
you
steal now,
calculate
too.
Pop time. The average in the big leagues right now is probably around
Look down.
195,
Yeah, it's just under 2
196,
seconds.
something like that. And you're going to find a big chunk of guys that are right around that time, right? But the guys that really stick
I
out,
like
the
that a
best
lot.
of the best, those guys are going to get like down to the 1.7 something. So we're going to scale this from 99 to 0, right? In terms of
Oh
giving
my
that
God,
attribute.
that's
We'll
so-
apply it
I love
appropriately,
that.
So based on their pop time,
Instead of
you will
having a
see
pop
difference
time
in how
like
quickly they get rid of the ball.
Hear
quirk,
that,
an
everyone?
actual
I'm
rating.
gonna have a catcher with the best pop time. Don't run on me.
It's going to be really cool. Yeah, don't run on Ashley. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of
There's a-
changes
there's a
that
pop
fans
time
should
stat
be
now,
excited
yeah.
for. Like, this is the most in-depth we've been able to go
Yeah.
thanks to these attribute inclusions, right?
Right. Exactly.
Which, easy W there. Well done.
Let's talk about even more realism. As always, we love preaching. We're a baseball simulation. We love to be as real as possible. So, Gil, can you just touch on how we're improving that this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year we're close to around 600, maybe I think a little bit more than that. New animations added to gameplay very specifically, and that does not include like the batter home run celebrations or pitcher specific animations, things like that. There's tons more. Yeah, shout out to the animation team, Chris Clements and all of his guys. These guys work tirelessly to get us, the smoothest and best looking, animations that look as real life as possible, and the
Okay.
programmers that actually get that stuff in there.
Yeah, look at the sleeves.
This year we
Look at the
focused
sleeves
on a few
move.
different things, just like every year. Efficiency is really important to us, especially on the defensive side. So we do audits every year, and we try to look at what are the pain points. Is it guys not getting
Oh, I
rid of
like
the ball in
the
the
little
hole
bare
quick
hand.
enough on certain angles? We do all of our throws from very specific angles, and then we get variety from those, and then we get distances from those. So casual situations.
the
Does he have
change
time?
to-
Does he have
to-
time?
to
So you
the wall
understand
that they did
there's
last year.
so many for every single catch that we have in every direction. There were a few that we wanted to actually get to have
No,
a little
you
more
can't,
flair,
Seth.
right? On
They're not
some of
gonna
these
allow it
plays
'cause
that we
it's
could actually
cheesy.
add on to some of the
Even though it's
higher
real
rated,
life.
shortstop, second baseman, third baseman, stuff
Yeah,
like
for
that,
sure.
right? We added more rob home runs. Balls can bounce off the ball in really odd angles. So transitional animations, there's hundreds of those where you're going in and cleaning those things up so the game just looks perfectly smooth from one thing to another. You can't even tell there were 6 animations played within a catch and a throw sequence, right? Covering the bases on the run, catching it makes them more efficient. So if I'm running to a base, the throw is now allowed to go from
Gloves
all
look
the
better
angles instead of
too.
just the few that we
Like
had
collapsing
before.
on the
But
ball, gloves
the
look better
most
too.
important is the catcher stuff, which I think is really cool, right? So
Right,
going
I
back,
was-
we talked about pop time with the catcher, but we got a whole overhaul of catcher animations with knee down. But the majority of catchers now are knee down catchers. We got all new catcher animations from the knee down pose. So back picks, steal throws, throwbacks to the pitcher, block balls, right? All new. And so what that means is that it just looks
I thought
like the
relays were
visual
good last year if you hit
fidelity
the
of just
blue.
watching the game. You're in that pitcher catcher view all the time. Hopefully nobody even notices because it just looks like real life.
Right. Just one
Yeah, I would say
smooth
the
action.
gloves definitely
Yeah,
close
I
way
like-
better for
I like you
sure.
talking about the audit that you guys do every year, right? Like
Yeah.
you're always finding a way to make the game smoother, the visual fidelity, making every defense play efficient. And I think fans, they come to expect it, but there's a lot of good work that goes in there that they
Yeah.
don't even notice. So
Well, I mean, the efficiency thing is really important too to understand because of how we scale based on attributes, right? And you may not get the most efficient throw if you have a low-rated player in that position, and that's super important to understand, right?
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
love about all this is like the balance of the game, balancing it for all these different things.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
and
see, that
having all
back
these new
pick,
features,
that's got to get
to me,
somebody
I'm
at some
stoked
point.
because it can get more real than it is this year.
Right. I know our Diamond Dynasty fans especially love that. This even more nuance and strategy and creativeness behind the animations, which cards they're choosing.
Hey!
We talked earlier.
Why is
about
it just
the
Diamond Dynasty? You
reaction
think
now
franchise
splitting into
players
4
don't do
different
that?
Ways, adding to more animations, just more
Come on now, Ashley.
flexibility and more decision making when it comes on who are you
I
manning
did,
your
Niles.
outfield,
We
your
literally
infield,
been watching
behind
it.
the plate.
What do you mean,
know
like
we're always trying
Albert
to make defense
Pujols?
matter for our fans.
Pujols,
For
Roy
sure.
Campanella,
And
and
it doesn't stop
Felix
there. There's
Hernandez.
some other
Niles,
changes
did
that
you ask
the
me that?
MLB has had that they're including that we're going to also have
You
in
asked
our
me if
game.
I
It starts
knew?
with PitchCom, right?
Excited.
Yeah, PitchCom is the first one. That's pretty straightforward. We've already given you the animations essentially with the catcher, putting his glove over his hand and putting his hand on the PitchCom and giving the sign to the pitcher.
Sinker. Low inside.
But now we have the audio part of that. So
Oh no,
you have
Bulls! They
options.
talked about
You
they,
can have
they,
it call.
yeah, they showed it.
Yeah, you can have it come
They
out
showed
of
the trailer Tuesday.
the mic on
Controller
the
speaker.
controller, or you can have it come out of the TV, and you have that
There's
option. You
no
can turn
way
it
I'm
off
gonna have that on
if
this.
it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, and then of course another one I've
Sinker.
been having a blast play testing with is the ABS system.
ABS is pretty cool. It's essentially exactly what I'm sure everybody already knows, that ABS is now coming to Major League
No, you're good,
Baseball,
Nels.
the automatic ball and strike system. You're going to be
Not
defaulted
to fix
to
the problems of the
personalized
game already that
umpires,
our
which
graphics
means they
changed. I mean,
can
damn,
make
but
mistakes,
you can
so
say
it'll
the
be up to
graphics
you
need to upgrade.
whether
Yeah.
you want to challenge that call or not. You get 2 challenges. If you get it right, you retain that
No,
challenge.
good for
If you get it
accessibility,
wrong,
for
you
sure.
lose it. You can challenge while you're pitching. You can challenge while you're hitting. So you have that option.
Yeah, ABS is in this year.
It's for offline modes. We are not going to have it in competitive style gameplay. Because
Okay, there
it's
you
only
go.
Perfect umpires.
Right.
But it's a really fun way to grind and play when you're playing offline.
Because that's
Yeah,
going to be in real life now too.
I'm super excited for that. Like I said, I've been play testing it, and it's when you think the ump makes the wrong call, you have like a split second to decide, and it's so fun.
Carson loves this new feature.
Yeah, game within the game.
I'm
I
gonna love
it.
that. You're gonna see
It
me
does
blow
not
up on
stop
some of these
there.
guys.
We do have a whole live portion, Ashley, where we're going to dive into so many changes. I know people are excited to hear about some online stuff that's coming up. And then, of course, we're going to run through some pitch history options, player lock hit variety, the new fielding
No,
difficulty,
online always has been perfect up.
displays, and then some of the D-pad rework stuff we're always trying to make
100%
more efficient.
Squeeb.
And one of my
100%.
favorite co-op changes.
And co-op changes for Ashley. I think it's time we get our hands on a dev kit and keep this thing going.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go.
Hello, MLB The Show fans.
my God,
Welcome
it's
back.
so much
This
louder.
is live. I'm sick of you guys always saying we're
Call them out.
pre-recorded. We were pre-recorded. We are live now.
Oh
We
my
are
God.
6 days away from early access. I'm Carson.
I am Ashley, and you just got a first look of some of the new features in gameplay.
Yeah, we talked about bear down. We talked about big zone hitting, and we even got a glimpse at some attribute stuff. We're going to talk more about that during this live portion.
Right, from
This
here
might
on
be
out,
my
you're gonna
favorite
see
hat they've done.
extended gameplay. We're gonna tie a bow on
The red,
bear
white, and
down,
blue one?
big zone hitting, while answering any
Is it one
questions
AB?
you
It's
might have in
two.
chat.
It's
and even
two,
more
and you get to keep
importantly,
the
might I say,
challenge
this is the one
if
part
you
I'm
get
most
it.
looking forward to. We're gonna dive even deeper into attributes, what's new, what was removed that a lot of you notice, and I can't wait.
It's going to be great. Don't forget, if you're watching on Twitch,
Online
link your
umpires
accounts,
are
make sure you get
perfect.
those Twitch drops
Supposedly.
for MLB 26. You're not going to want to miss out. I think we're going to get up to 3 today. So if you watch and you're linked, you're going to have 3 packs off the jump when MLB the 26 comes out.
But let's get right into it. We are rejoined by design producer Connor Ryan, our
Thanks for having
director of gameplay Chris Gill, and not to mention we have Dre and James to the side. They'll be playing while we're talking.
Yeah, I think it's time to, get things started and show them what
That
Bear
was
Down
one of
looks
the
like.
that was one of the MLB
Thanks
the
for
show
having us back.
Yeah, of course.
I
classic
appreciate
edition.
whoever turned the heat on.
It's getting a
that
little
they
chilly
did.
in here.
Connor still got his big parka on. I took mine off, but last year I remember doing this, and people were commenting it must be really cold in San Diego. It's not. It's really nice. But in this room, it was about 10 degrees.
Yeah, for sure.
It was-
we,
yeah.
we got the temperature dialed, so I think we're ready to get into the game, right?
Right, let's pull up, play the game. We're going to start with bear down pitching. As you can
Now,
see,
this
we have
angle
some bear
looks
down
normal.
pitches tallied.
I've
But
seen
for
this
minor
angle
fans,
before.
They've just saw this for the first time like 20 minutes or so ago. What are the main takeaways of bear down, Gil?
Yeah, so bear down is a really interesting new feature that I think the community is going to love. It just kind of stems really from, we look at pitchers in real life, their clutch rating, and like guys that can perform.
Yeah,
really
Roy
high
Campanella was the
leverage,
first one
high,
announced, Niles.
Situations that are impactful, right?
So,
And guys that
I can't tell you guys.
basically
We were
bear
talking about
down.
early
That's where the
stream for a
name comes
week.
from.
Ever
So
since
we're
we
looking
heard
at
about
your
this
clutch
feature
rating,
from
and
here, I've
that's
been
gonna
telling you
kinda
guys
dictate,
I was going to go early today.
How fast they can earn these bear down pitches.
I don't know what
within
else you
any
want.
given Inning. Like I kind of said in the pre-record, you're not going to be earning, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches an inning. This is pretty well balanced, we think, in terms of having a high clutch rating as a pitcher. You're going to be able to earn clutch pitches or bear down pitches by how many strikes you throw and how many strikeouts.
I knew you
you
were
get.
screwed.
And so you could do that throughout each inning. And the idea behind it really is to kind of strategically use them in situations where you might need them early in a game. Like there are situations you guys have all seen. Everybody that watches baseball, they know that you can run into a buzzsaw in the first inning. You could load the bases with 2 outs. You might need to get that crucial out, right? And if I've earned a couple through that inning of like maybe loading the bases somehow, I've thrown some strikes. got a
Wouldn't
couple
clutch
strikeouts.
already do
Now I
that?
have the
Why do you
ability
need
to use them to
another
get that
mechanic
last
to
out.
throw a
And we just
perfect
saw that right
pitch?
there on the game.
That a boy Dre, good job.
Yeah.
And Dre, if you
Dre
want
was in a
to,
jam and he bared down and got out of the inning.
Dre, if you want to just turn on unlimited bear downs, the community.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go to
so
the
let's go
live
back.
the cam.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's really cool. It's like just being a fan of baseball and just watching baseball. I love those high leverage situations, and
They're
they're
the most
very
exciting
specific.
and critical. You
It
know, we
is,
saw
right?
Yamamoto in the World Series.
Right, and then you go down the list, and you can always kind of like name those guys that are going to be okay. Well, I need to get through this inning because our bullpen is kind of worn out. I only got 2 guys up there, and we really need to get through this inning so we can save some arms, right? And I think that's the part that's really interesting to me because it's about how you're managing your bullpen. And most of our players that play this game have a system, especially when they play competitively, of like, how long am I going to let my starter last? And when am I going to bring this guy? And it's very similar to real life now where starters are going 5, 6 innings, and then they're using 3 or 4 guys to finish the game.
Right.
It's very specialized. And so that being said, that clutch rating is going to be really important for people to pay attention to when they're figuring out how they want to build their staffs.
Right, because if their clutch is higher, it's going to be easier to get some of these bear down pitches. You can have more bear down pitches. So it's going to really affect what you try to decide with your roster in general, right?
Right. And then a couple questions I've been seeing, not only today, but across socials as we saw it, especially it was featured in the gameplay trailer. But do your bear down pitches, as long as you're with the same pitcher, do they carry over from inning to inning, or do you start fresh per inning?
They do. They carry over. So whatever you earn in the
they
previous
carry
inning will
over?
carry
I don't
over
like
to the
this
next
at all,
inning. And
man.
that's the whole strategy behind it. It's like if I'm cruising through an inning and let's say I'm a 99 and I could cap at 4 in an inning, right? I might want to sit. I'm cruising. I'm doing great. Like maybe I'm playing somebody not as good as me.
There should be like a
Maybe
stamina
I'm
hit
grinding
for
at a higher
using them or
level, and
something,
I'm
like a
a
big
little
time
nervous about
stamina
that
hit.
matchup because I'm facing the other team. The other team has a really good pitcher as well, so it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Right.
So I know that I'm going to have my guy last 6, 7 innings, and I might want to save those. However, if you run into trouble in any of those innings prior, like I'm saying, knowing it's going to be a close game, that's when you're probably going to want to use it. You got a guy in scoring position. You're going to want to, I get 2 outs. I want to use one of those.
Yeah,
at
it should
that moment,
use
right?
more stamina. It
And
should
I
use more
will use on
stamina.
deck, and so it's their strategy behind
There's
all
no
of
more
it. So,
normie sports.
yeah,
stuff.
it's kind of a
I mean,
fun way,
Southern Sharp, they're still the best sports
to
game
play the
out.
game,
So,
and it's going to be
in
the
terms of
competitive
realism, it's
world,
still
be a
the
little
it's still the
bit
best one
different
out,
offline too, right, Connor?
and it's not
it will be
particularly
a little bit
close.
Different. It's been balanced, slightly different for online versus offline gameplay.
Right, just to make it feel competitive
exactly
versus your offline
exactly.
enjoyment.
Yeah.
And there was a great question in the chat. So they see it from the pitcher's point of view right now. You get a little bit of that zoom in. You can see it all. But
Does the
question
batter
was,
get it?
What does the hitter see? Do they even
Yeah, I was saying,
notice
they don't
anything?
even know. I mean, it would be silly, right? Like when
like a
you're hitting
tip,
in
yeah.
real life, you don't know that guy's gonna.
I mean, Southern
the
Charm,
situation
what-
would pretty
what
much
jumps have you
dictate
seen in
that
other
this guy's
games?
bearing down.
I
But
just
the
think
idea
we've gotten to a
behind
point in sports
whether
games
or
where
not you're using
those
it,
kind of
you'll
jumps
never know.
aren't a
Right.
thing
In a head
unless you have a
match,
change
if you
of
were playing, I wouldn't
console
know.
generation.
Exactly.
You could try to guess in those high leverage situations.
Yeah, people
but
are going to
nothing on the
probably
game.
be guessing all the time, or he used it there, he didn't use it there. They're going to look see what that guy's clutch rating is to see how many he could actually.
Can we
Right.
see
Yeah,
anything about when they use it?
So
See, the batter won't
it's a
even
really
know.
Good, I mean, the system in and of itself, I love the feature because you can't really overuse it.
Right.
It's not going to be like overwhelming in terms of now the pitchers have this huge advantage. It's not like that at all. Like we
I
said in
mean,
the
he
pre-record,
says
you
that,
get a little
but the
extra velo
first
on your harder pitches,
same-handed
and you get a
slider
slightly,
that somebody
a little
throws
bit
and
more
that
control,
PCI goes
which is
smaller,
huge. Like if
people
my
will go
energy is
nuts.
starting to go down, and I see that my par size is getting big.
The first
right?
same-handed slider online
I can
head-to-head,
lose those four
where
that I
it
have
shrinks,
saved
where
up,
it shrinks the
and then I see that
PCI,
par
like
shrink,
it did last
Like,
year.
yeah. inning.
and get out of that.
People
inning.
will go
Yeah,
nuts because you can super
valuable.
dot with
Another
it.
question we're seeing in the chat is player to player. Is this going to carry over? Or is it once you have your bear down pitches, with a starter
No.
and you pull them, you're going to have to re-get the bear downs for the reliever?
Yeah, and I mean, again, there's strategy involved there. You're going to have to regain them because it is based on that clutch rating. But for me personally, if I see my guy has 3 more bear down pitches and I know I'm going to be going to the bullpen, I'm going to use all 3 right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Spend
then
the
you
tank,
just
you know?
save them up till you're
Yeah.
done.
Additionally, another question kind of based off
I
of
really
that,
don't like that.
once you gain bear down pitches, let's say we're up to 2 bear down pitches, will you ever lose one? Is there
No,
ever a situation, but once you earn them, you keep them, or could you lose it based upon whatever might happen next?
You only lose it by using it.
Okay.
So
lose it by
So
using
if I
it.
give up a home run, I
Yeah.
can still hold on to my bear downs.
you can.
Do you think that's going to happen to you often, Carson?
We'll see. I'm ready to play for keeps this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
World Series?
No, like 600. level.
Okay.
But yeah, bear down, another great feature. I think people are going to.
I just like
Uh,
without
the
there
strategy
being a
behind
risk
it,
reward, I don't like it.
The roster making with it, making sure you have the right pitchers with the high clutch.
Right.
Should be cool.
Any other things you would love to drive home when it comes to bear down before we move on to Big Zone?
No, I mean, like I said earlier, I just think it's the strategy is going to change from player to player.
No,
Use
I'm
it any way
not a
you
fan.
want. You're going to kind of figure it out once you get going, once you get the game and you start working, like offline.
I will
and you're
obviously
playing
try
and
it, but I
figuring
can
out
feel
how it
like
works.
I'm probably
Once
going
you
to turn it
play
off.
with then you develop a strategy, just like everything else.
Should be
Yeah,
high leverage
that's
situations, and there should be
For sure, that
a
makes sense.
Armand. There
So
should be
as we
a
move
back
over,
and
we'll do the
forth.
full
Like
cam.
it should be something like it
Ooh, we have a
affects the
question from
stamina or
Sean
something.
Collins.
Boom Colin is back.
Is there a negative to bear down pitching, a stamina hit or accuracy hit if you don't nail the mechanic?
It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a really good question. So essentially what you're getting is you're getting more control, right, with bear down, and you're getting, meaning that your
My
par
question,
is
by the
small,
way.
so you
My
still
question,
have
by
to
the way.
nail your mechanic.
Right.
So if I'm using gesture pitching, I still have to nail that mechanic. If I'm using meter pitching, I got to nail it, right?
Right.
So yes, you still.
You have to
Oh,
ask
yeah,
the
big man,
responsibility.
they'll be
responsibility
balancing it for
ultimately
sure.
Ends up on the player himself. But you're getting an advantage. It's almost like you can imagine being in the 5th or 6th inning.
See,
the
and
energy's
that's what Gil's
low,
saying.
You're not pitching the same
He's
way.
a
Your
plus.
par's bigger.
It's
you're not pitching the same way you were in the first
it is an
inning.
overwhelming
All in and
plus.
paying attention.
No.
It's an overwhelming plus.
Reading the
He's the spokesperson.
I feel like I need to be looking at you. You asked the question.
how they're responding.
So
I'm
so-
listening, Gil,
Yeah.
don't worry.
So really, it comes down to I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted
You-
to say with that, if I can cut in real
ahead.
quick, because I've been seeing this question as well. They're like, is this pinpoint only? It's whatever you use to pitch, whether it's
Yeah, the
meter,
mechanic.
pure analog, pinpoint, whatever pitching mechanic, bear down will be available for you.
Yeah, it's still on you. It's just not going to magically perform the perfect mechanic for you. You still have to control.
You have
that.
to execute.
Yes,
the
that,
mechanic,
so, but
you
it
do get a
doesn't.
nice
It doesn't
control.
negatively. All it is a positive. It is a positive windfall overall. That's my
Shall we
problem.
go
It's
back to
yeah,
the
it's
game,
super dot.
Talk a little bit
It's
about
super
Big
dot.
Zone. Saw a few
It's
different
it's
chatters
limited.
amongst
100%
the
limited
chat,
use super dotting. I
while
don't
we were
like
seeing
it.
this in the
Yeah, I don't like
pre-record.
it.
I think a lot of people are drawing like ambush parallels just because of the highlight. Could you talk a little bit about what is ambush? Remind our fans what does it mean, and then what is the difference with Big Zone?
No, that's a good question. I could see right away why you would think that, just because of the display that's on the screen. And as these guys,
I mean,
are
it's not
playing the
game
game, you see
breaking.
them moving the.
It's not game.
Using-
So
moving
this
the
isn't
stick
game
around.
breaking
It's like- it's
whatsoever.
not
It is
necessarily the
minuscule.
PCI,
But
the
again,
difference is actually
like
is
let's say
ambush
you
is
saved
literally,
up
I'm
like
guessing
4
whether
or
that pitch
5
is
of
middle in
these
or middle
for
away,
when you
right?
get in
So
trouble.
doesn't really
You know what I
matter
mean?
hitting
And then all of a
mechanic I'm
sudden you
using.
can throw
It's
the next
literally
batter like
stands
3 or
alone.
4
It's completely
perfect
separate.
pitches where you
Here's
want
the
them.
difference.
I'm not a big fan.
When you're using regular zone hitting, you have to be finite control in order to get a perfect. Okay, so if I need to be right on the ball. So to center it up, my timing's got to be perfect, and I got to line that PCI right on the ball. Big zone hitting is a little more.
There is
forgiving.
ambush
And it's
is the
like
batter's
Connor was
equivalent.
saying in
Ambush
the
is the batter's
previous
equivalent.
board, It's like a step up from timing.
But
to
see,
zone.
when you
We didn't really
ambush-
have anything in between.
So when you
There's a big
ambush,
drop off there. You know, we had like
Right.
80% of users using PCI.
when you look at
20% are
ambush,
using
it actually
direct.
hurts
You
you
need something in the middle
on the
for some
side you
benefit.
don't pick.
yeah, and so
Yeah,
here's,
ambush
there's
is a
couple
negative.
really
That's
cool
what I
things
mean.
that I want to touch on with the big zone hitting. So
What are we
here's
doing?
it
Is that-
does. It
what
kinda
microphone is
handicaps
that?
the game too. So let's talk in the first and foremost in the
Right, ambush is a
competitive
negative.
environment. So as I rank up and I start playing at higher levels, I'm going to start
Ambush
running
is the
into
counter to
guys
bear
that are
down, but the
better than
problem
me,
is
potentially.
it's not a direct counter, and ambush has a negative.
I'm a
If
little
you
the
lost.
majority
choose,
of people want to be in control of their swing and their hitting.
let me just bring this down for a second.
You're going to use
Here's the
zone
difference.
hitting.
If you use ambush
Get to
hitting,
that certain level,
you
feel
lose
like you
half
need
the
that
plate.
handicap. What big
Half
zone
the
is going to
plate
do, it allows
is a
you to
negative. You get a lower rating, lower PCI, and half the plate.
if you wanna
If
call it
you
the downside,
use bear down
right?
pitching,
So
there is
you
no
are not gonna
negative.
have the finite
You
control.
literally just
You will
get
not
more
perfect
control. He
using
just
big
said
zone.
it.
It is impossible.
If
That's
you don't nail the mechanic, all it's doing is giving you more control to whatever percentage on the mechanic you
There
got.
will be no
There's
perfect
no negative to it.
zone mechanic. That's strictly for zone.
exactly, and there's a really good reason for that.
Right.
It's an earned super dot, essentially what it
Contact
is.
in big zone hitting is the number one attribute that you want to look at on your hitting card, right? On your player's card.
Did you say there's no perfect
So,
on the
the reason
big
for
big
that is
zone?
because you're not moving your PCI right over the ball. You're moving it to a zone where you think it. So let's just
Right.
say the ball happens to be, and you're
Suffer,
watching these
Susie.
guys play right now, so you're kind of seeing it. But if the ball's in the zone and you time the ball up, which is really important, you always have to time the ball up. So your swing timing is going to manipulate.
Shelms,
the
it's
type
because
of
they
hit
wanna
that you get,
gamify
right?
some of the stuff.
If the pitch is outside, even if I put the zone, the PCI in the zone and for big zone, right on where the ball is, and I'm early, I'm going to roll over on that ball, hit a ground ball to the pull side.
Right.
If I'm on time, I'm going to hit a line drive to the side that it's on, whether left-handed
Right,
hitter
makes
to left
sense. I
field
mean,
or
that-
right-handed hitter to right field.
Right.
This makes sense.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's no you are not able to necessarily be super fine if I want to drop my PCI, if I was that good to drop my PCI just under the ball to hit a fly ball, right? Or just put it above a little bit to hit a ground ball if you were trying to move a runner over or something.
I
With
need
big
to-
zone, though,
I need
what
to get
you
rid of
will
the
see is
sliders
if you're
command.
one zone off.
I need to
like
get
if
rid of the sliders
pitch is,
command.
You know, on the outside middle zone, and you go up to the right, you're still going to make contact, but it won't be super solid.
Right.
So your contact rating is really important, and that's going to
You're
kind
good,
of
Ari.
dictate your solid contact area when your timing is good and when the ball is in the zone. Right, Connor?
Yeah, exactly. Contact is definitely important here, but swing timing with all of
You
the
got
interfaces
slidered,
is
you're
critical.
fine.
And to put a bow on it, I've been seeing some chatter. We have a lot of great competitive players in our chat. If you're using zone, you really like zone hitting, that's PCI hitting, you find that works wonderfully for you, keep with it. That is going to be your most advantageous hitting
Yeah,
mode.
like,
This
you-
is
you get the
something
most- you get the
for-
most bonus
you're not
from hitting
quite
zone, for
ready
sure.
to be zone hitting. You're still having a little bit of difficulty transitioning from, say, directional hitting to zone hitting because it's
hell?
quite a barrier to entry from one to the other. This kind of brings people up to speed, give them a little bit more competitiveness, but not sacrificing the cream of the crop that is zone hitting.
Absolutely. The balance here is critical, and with zone hitting, you're still going to experience the best results that you can. So what I mean by that is if we were to look at all four interfaces, zone hitting is the best players that are best with zone hitting will succeed the most.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like I wouldn't say it's only for a certain set of people. If I'm a competitive player and I'm really good, and I'm grinding and I want to have fun, I don't want to like play at a high level or a high difficulty level
Yes.
and have to focus so much. This might be for you too, just to grind through the offline modes and different things that you got to do to earn your way up.
Right. Yeah. I think that ties.
I-
in very
I'm not
nicely,
a fan,
actually.
yeah.
And I think we've talked.
I
about
mean,
bear
honestly,
down,
Ari,
we've
this
talked
is
about big zone.
this is
This
above
all
directional.
goes into
Directional
something we
will still
talk
be
about
in
a
there.
lot, Gil. And
I
just
do, yeah.
giving
This
the pitcher
this
and the
whole
hitter
UI, I
all
like the
these
UI.
options so they
I
can
like the
go
UI a lot.
and play our game with an approach similar to how players in the big leagues do. Right.
Yeah, for sure. And for those of you that heard me even last year, I talk about approach a lot, and I love all the options that we are able to give the community.
I
against
just-
this
I'm not going to keep going about bear down. Here's what I'll say.
This year, but,
I don't feel like bear down. There
hitting
aren't
is
pitchers in real life that go,
and one of the
this
things
is going to be a better pitch.
Proud of,
you know what I mean?
Is how close. And it's interesting. We get big leaguers
ambush.
that come in here
I
and play our
get
game,
because
and
you
we
can
have these
you
discussions
can look at either
and we
side.
talk
So
hitting, and I love that they understand that there's a lot of similarities in our game to the approaches that they have in real life.
Right.
And I think part of that is like there are so many different ways and different mechanics that you can use that you could tailor your own game and still have that plan at the plate, right? So if I just want to have fun or play in the lower levels, I can just swing away and hit a bunch of bombs.
yeah,
That's
but
great.
but effort's in the mechanic.
Environment,
Effort's in
right?
the mechanic.
Strategy
You
is
already
really
have
important,
that.
but that's going to change from game to game because your strategy is going to be based on your opponent, the person you're playing against.
Exactly.
There's no scouting report on that guy. It's very rare that you're
No,
going to
Ari,
remember
all
the
it
guy
is
that
is
you played
all it is
already
is a
and
modifier to the
understand how
par.
that guy pitched you.
It's a
So
modifier.
kind of on the
It's a
fly.
modifier to shrink the
And
par.
So with our hitting that we have right now, very
It's like
similar
a
to real life,
it's like a 10%. Let's
I
say
think the best way
let's
to
say your
approach
par
is having a plan at the plate. You're
is
not
a
going to
certain
be able to
size.
hit
You
a
get to take down
93-mile-an-hour
25% of it
sinker
by using a bear
in,
down.
And at the same time, when I walk up to the plate, hit a
So if you hit
75%
75% of the mechanic, you get a 25% boost. If you hit 100% of the mechanic, you get a 25% boost. It doesn't matter. There's no negative.
You can do that. And if you
that's
listen
why I
to
don't
any
like
videos
it.
of big leaguers talking about hitting, and they talk about their approach, they're hunting something. Right?
Yes.
They're hunting a pitch, and that's all.
We don't know
based
anything
on
about
scouting
franchise
reports.
fighting.
So very
This is all
similarly
gameplay.
in our game, like after a little while, you're going to see these patterns of how people are pitching you. So you talk about ambush like early in the count, or when I'm ahead in the count and I'm looking for something that I want to drive. Why not use that tool to say I'm looking for this pitch and then just spit on the other pitch? Don't just let it go. I'm looking inside. So if I'm looking 93 sinker in, I ambush to that side of the plate. I have a huge advantage now if I guess right. If I guess wrong, it's 0-1, big deal. Now I go 1-1.
Oh no,
2-1, whatever. I
it
get
sounds
back
like a
ahead, I
cool
might try it
idea.
again.
It
Two-strike
just doesn't
adjustment,
sound
you
like a
might not
cool
wanna
idea
use that.
for a
You might
sim
wanna focus
baseball
thinking,
game. It feels like an
hit a line
arcadey
drive
idea
over the
that
opposite
gamifies
field
the
head
and
then
it's fine.
react inside
You're
and do
allowed to
the best I
gamify.
can.
It's a video game.
The
I
cool
just
thing about
personally don't
having
like it.
these, like whether it's big zone hitting or zone hitting, and I think this is what's really interesting because
We'll
we
talk
get a
about
lot
it
of
more in the
feedback,
breakdown. We'll talk about it
and,
more in the breakdown.
I think I kind of exposed that last year in the stream where I had some feedback on the table. And
They
people
love
could
it
see
though.
what I
They
was
love
reading.
that
that's
we're
right.
constantly listening, whether it's our in-game surveys,
Yeah.
whether it's Twitch streams. We're always watching and gathering that
Always.
feedback in whatever form.
Always. I mean, we're making
Right,
this game for
exactly.
you guys. This game is for you.
Or
It's
Ari,
not
it's
for
a
us.
risk
We're making it
reward.
for you. So we
Like,
listen
let's
to
say
everything you say,
if
and
I'm doing a
there's
bear
lot
down,
of
if
really
I
good
miss
constructive criticism
100%,
that we really
it's a
enjoy reading.
larger-
And,
it's a
you're not gonna hurt
larger
our
issue.
feelings. We appreciate it. Some people say stuff that
Sup,
doesn't
Leo?
really matter, and everybody knows there's trollers out there, and that's fine. That's not helpful. What's helpful is really understanding the game, giving good, solid feedback, and then that's what we look at and we make adjustments, right? And so, people talk about, there's one of the things I think they talk a lot about, which is the sliders away and shrinking your PCI.
We should bring up that PCI
Colin,
scaling.
can you bring up the PCI scaling image right now?
Did you make an image?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
There we
It's on
go.
this one.
Oh, look, he's got that. Cool.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna let you talk about it.
Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Essentially, what you're seeing here is the difference between all of these are right-handed pitcher versus right-handed hitter. What you're seeing here is the pitch type was a slider, and this is on Hall of Fame.
Uh-oh.
difficulty. There's
I'm
so
watching
many
the
factors
chat.
that
I'm
go
watching
into
their
pitch
chat. Hold on a
size
second.
And your swing timing window, where the pitch is thrown, the pitch type. There's tons of factors. So this is because we have the ability to basically say, okay, let's set pitcher attributes to 62 across the board and hitter attributes to 62
Nothing. This is
across the
ambush.
board,
This
which
is
our-
ambush.
which is our average.
That's ambush. Sorry.
Our average for attributes is 62. What you're going to notice is how ambush, like Gil was talking about, how ambush is impacting your PCI size and also your swing timing window. So middle slider.
No,
here,
they're
you're
saying
seeing it
shrinkage
in
is not as
blue.
bad, Ben.
It's a pitch hung over the middle. Your PCI is
You
going to be
hang it, we
massive.
bang it.
Yeah. Your
Well,
PCI
that's, I mean, it's super important to understand this part too, right? Like, especially a breaking pitch. If you throw a breaking pitch down the middle, right, that literally is going to light the hitter's eyes up.
Every time.
I dropped my
If
PCI.
I'm looking for 95 away and you hang a slider over the middle of the plate, it's going to get crushed.
Yeah.
So having a plan at the plate and looking for a fastball away, it's not going to prevent you from hitting that 500 feet,
Right.
right? And that's the reason why that's big.
Yeah, and then I mean
Bigger.
just looking at this scaling image, you do see that ambush is kind of your weapon with
So
these
the blue
sliders
is
away,
down
right?
here,
and we talk
the
a lot
green
about
is in the
this, we see
middle,
it in the community
and the
a lot.
red is at the bottom.
But there's a reason why it does shrink on the sliders away. It came from years ago, the foul tip feedback that we got, right?
Yeah,
you guys hear
that's
that?
a really good point.
It comes from a couple things. Like real life, that is a really difficult pitch to hit. A slider down and away.
Do they
But
have
the other thing
interference in
you're
their
gonna notice is,
microphones?
like you said, foul balls years ago. Extended at bats were frustrating.
Couldn't get any swing and misses.
Exactly. And on
Chat, watch
the
your volume.
inverse
I'm
to
going
that
to turn the
is
volume up here for a second.
swing and misses, decreasing that PCI size and creating swing and misses. So what you're going to notice is when your gameplay style
hear
is
it's
set
like
to
talking?
competitive, this shrinkage, as people call it,
Right.
is definitely more noticeable than if you were on casual or simulation. Casual or simulation used to be the two-player default. We didn't have these gameplay
It's like a
styles in the
radio
past.
signal in the
But
background.
in order to reduce your swing and misses.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know what I was gonna say.
No, you're good. What I'm seeing here, and I'm seeing a lot of
Dude,
chat that
that's
kinda
creepy as
summarize what
hell.
you're kind of getting at. You have the most opportune hitting situation in the middle right here. You're going to have max contact, max vision. This is a hanging breaking ball over the middle of the plate. Then you go to the left, the green. You're going to have slightly smaller vision in the PCI because, as you can see, it's a slider at the corner of the plate, but you're ambushing it. So it's not as small as you see the red, the no ambush, where you have a much tighter window of hitting that ball if you don't choose an ambush.
Yeah, it's just real. It's a really good illustration that just shows you how the system inherently works.
Yeah.
Right, and it also shows you how you can combat those things. Right. So if I'm going to complain that somebody's spamming me sliders away, and I continually
I
swing and
like
miss,
what
well,
they're talking about
make
here.
an adjustment. That's what a real life coach would tell a real life player. Or, you know,
Oh
in
no,
real
he
life,
just did the play. He just did
if
the
I
good,
wanna
good
move,
thing.
if someone's throwing
Oh, no.
me away all the time, I can physically
Oh,
move
no.
closer to the plate. Well, how can you do that in MLB The Show 26? You use ambush.
Right.
Ambush is basically saying I want to move closer to the plate because I physically can't move my batter closer to the plate, right? Or if he's going to throw me in, I want to move off the plate. Use ambush. And another thing that's really important, you know, instead of
No,
not just
he
hammering
did
on
the-
this
he did the
whole
get
time,
better
but
thing. Yeah,
it
but you
opens
can't
up that
say it.
timing window too, right? So
Yeah,
a
but you
slider
can't
away is going to be
say
really
it. That's
difficult
the
to drive
problem.
unless you time that up perfectly.
He's right.
If you're early, you're going to
Don't get
roll
me
over. If
wrong,
you're
but you
way early, you're
can't
gonna
say
swing and
that.
miss. So you need to be really on time on those pitches away, especially something down
I
and away.
just
like
watched the chat blow up
but
about it.
you
So
use ambush, that opens up that timing window a little bit more, and now you have more room to keep that ball fair and still drive it.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's a good conversation. And again, we're always looking at feedback. You know, we'll be keeping an eye on everything there. But there is some stuff that we didn't get to in the pre-record
Yes.
that I know you're very
so
excited for.
shrinkage is still going to be in the
I
game.
know a lot of our fans have noticed the new attribute screen. They saw a couple screenshots here and there. So we took away some attributes. We added some attributes. So Connor, would you like to start with a pitcher or a hitter and walk us through it?
Whatever you prefer. Hey,
I mean, hey,
change
more
your
power
transparency
to him. I
before
love that he
we'll just
said
go
it.
into the
I'm going to be very
attributes
clear.
and navigate.
Ooh, there
You
you go.
can't say that
Want to go pitcher first?
in a
do it.
live chat like
All right,
this.
we'll show what we added with the split. So walk us
general,
through
it
what
was
we're
cold-
seeing
the
here
pool
with
was
Mr.
cold.
Max Fried.
Yeah, so we talked about hits per 9 earlier. That's the inverse of contact. It works to shrink the batter's PCI, his inner PCI, and it also adjusts his swing timing windows. So the higher your hits per 9, the harder it is for your opponent to make contact. Those are pretty straightforward. Essentially, we're using real MLB
Oh
stats.
man,
and
their
we're able
chat
to
is
tell
going
how they're,
crazy.
working against batters in real life versus lefties and versus righties. Ks per 9, we also have splits now. So once again, referencing MLB stats. Colin, we have a similar image. It is
Yep.
The K per 9.
the K per 9.
Crochet.
K per 9.
Well, yeah, that's
What
gonna.
this is showing is the outer PCI. Again, 62 attributes across the board. And what you're seeing here is a 99 K per 9 left versus 62 vision. And then you're going to notice that
Okay,
outer
so it is
PCI
vision
smaller
versus- okay.
because your Ks per 9 is higher. And then the middle image is 62 K per 9 left versus 62 vision. And you're going to notice that the batter's PCI is slightly larger. And then there's the overlaid image. So essentially, Ks per 9 is your ability to induce strikeouts, create swing and misses. So what you're seeing is how that works on screen.
And I want to say,
Go ahead.
if we want to go back to the game, since we have the pitcher Max Fried up, there was a lot of commentary about switch hitters, especially when many of them enter the game through Diamond Dynasty. So what this does when you split out the splits is it kind of combats the switch hitter meta, if you will, that we see. Instead of just having 1K per 9.
Yeah, but the question is, will shrinkage still be in the game
facing a lefty switch
on
hitter?
this?
He's choosing to bat from the lefty side, but that righty pitcher actually has better K per 9 splits against left-handers.
Absolutely. Exactly.
And it's all going to be, pulled from
Home run over 9 isn't
most of these
an
cards
in-game
offline, at
stat,
least, will be
Nathan. It's a
pulled
sim
from real
stat.
MLB data.
Yes.
That's why.
Which is going to make the pitchers feel even more real than we've had before, because we can separate how they do versus righties versus how they do with lefties.
Are they going to fix graphics or online
And before we
franchise?
move on to
I mean,
hitters, I just wanna address,
graphically,
how
I'm
are
with
we
you. Online
organizing
franchise.
Freed's pitches on the
The
right
we
here? What
talked
does
about online
this right
franchise
half of
before.
the
They've
screen
had
mean
too
for
many
us?
problems
the right side of
with
the
like
screen, good question,
gameplay
actually,
direction.
is the pitches
to
are
put out
organized
online
based on
franchise
usage
back in
rate.
yet.
We're also getting those numbers
Unfortunately.
from real MLB data. That usage rate, the more frequently they throw the pitch,
The
the
per
higher
nines
it's
are
gonna be ranked in
the
their
hits for
repertoire.
9 and K over 9. BB over 9 is just control.
What does
So
char per 9 mean?
That is home runs per 9.
That's
this is
BB
kind of a
that's
good
control.
segue. Home runs per 9 is a simulation stat. What I mean by that is not every mode uses simulates. Road to the Show, you can quick manage, you can press triangle and basically sim through the game. You can do those
Right.
sorts of things in Road to
But
the
is
Show.
shrinkage on
Home
both
runs per
sides
9,
now
kinda
because they
works
split
against
them up?
power when
Or
it
what?
comes to the simulation. Now, in Diamond Dynasty specifically, home runs per 9 does not matter.
So,
Yeah.
it's not going to be there.
Exactly. So if you pull up the crochet picture image, Colin, you'll
Yeah,
notice how we're
control
only
is
showing
now the
attributes
BB over
that
9. Yeah,
matter now.
correct.
You're no longer seeing
I mean, that's what it was before anyway.
control per pitch. That's been removed universally. BB per 9 has been renamed to control.
Yeah,
that's
there
your
you go.
overall control of that pitch.
No,
There's
shrinkage is
also
on
influence
offline,
based
too.
on where it is in
Shrinkage
your
is
repertoire.
offline,
What I mean
too.
is a four-seam fastball in the first slot
Right,
versus
this is a
four-seam
Diamond
fastball in the
Dynasty
fifth
card.
slot.
Oh,
You're gonna
H over
notice
9
in the
is not
first
in
slot,
Diamond
your car is
Dynasty.
gonna be slightly
I understand why they're
smaller than it
struggling.
is
Every
in
other
the
sports
fifth
game
slot.
tops is because they're
Yeah,
slacking
I'm
what they're
seeing
doing.
This is good.
I
in
mean, this
chat,
is
and
still
I
the best
agree.
in
I think
gameplay. Unfortunately, I know what you're
splits with hits
saying,
per 9
but when it comes to
for,
gameplay, Kings,
lefties and righties,
this is
and then, of
still
course, you're
the
only
most
seeing
realistic to the
the
sport
attributes that
of any
matter for
sports game
whatever
going,
mode
man.
you're in.
I understand what you're
Because
saying,
it's the game.
but this
And we
is
have a
still the
true
best
Colin
sports
question?
game going in terms of gameplay.
He asked, is this a recording? And I think we can all say no.
No.
No, Jacob,
I
we're
see.
live.
And again, they are the
I
smallest
forgot what I was
studio.
gonna
They are the
say.
No,
smallest
you're good.
obvious.
sports
But I
studio
would say,
going.
just to kind of summarize, you're going to have your pitches organized by pitch usage. So right here, we see the cutter, or where I'm looking at the wrong screen. We see the
I know what
four-seamer of
happened.
crochet.
I know
That's
what
the
I
pitch you use
I told you
most,
guys the other night what
so you're
happened.
gonna have a little bit more control on that pitch versus if I want to spam his circle change.
Correct.
I told
we
you guys
move
what
on to
happened.
hitters.
They
do
changed direction to put everything online. That's when they
Yeah,
started
so this
custom
is the
leagues, and
Diamond
then they
Dynasty
changed direction to
version of
split
Judge.
up
This is a
again.
reveal too.
This is
We got 2 DD reveals in gameplay. Let's go.
little.
And
Easter
the
egg,
place there
though.
was so in depth.
So what you're gonna notice
This is in
here
depth too.
is,
This is still
you'll
more in
notice
depth than MLB Show on
discipline,
PS3 was.
durability,
I mean,
all of the
you're talking to a guy who's
attributes
been
that
playing
are,
since the 90s.
Simulation attributes or
You
ones
don't-
that don't impact.
Grant Giant, you don't have to defend
the
the
head-to-head,
graphics. The graphics is not taking a
single-player
jump in more than a
experience are
decade.
not shown
You don't
here.
have to
So we
defend the
did a big
graphics.
audit, cleaned up attributes, and this is where we're at.
Rating's not final.
Yes, ratings are not final. Don't you all worry. We're also switching between, different screens throughout different modes. And
Bear Down
games, so
is
nothing is
both
final.
online and
However,
offline,
what
yes.
is that depending upon
Although it
which
is
mode
balanced
you are
differently.
playing, only the attributes that have an impact in that mode are the ones showing. So if we actually want to go back
control
to
is
the
BB
game,
over 9,
James
yes.
or Dre, if we can pull up a hitter, please.
There's no
and
reason
talk
you
about
don't
what's
lose
the
control
difference with
based on the batter.
Reaction we see offline.
Yeah, you don't
The
lose
reaction's
control
gonna
based
play
on the
a little bit
batter.
differently in, say, a Road to the Show, Connor.
Yeah, reaction and Road to the Show is only one value.
Big man, I think
What
it's
mean by
over
that is
100.
Your reaction is how you're going to move in every direction there. We
I
just
actually love the
felt like,
directional reaction stuff.
We didn't want
Ari,
players having to
there
spend a
are
bunch
there
of
are
tokens,
stats to back that up.
pouring into reaction each
I'm
direction.
100%
One
okay
big
with the
change
stat
for
because
Road
there
to the
are
Show
real
is
life
that
stats
those
to
start
back up
transitions you
that
see,
that
those,
players have better jumps in different
delays going
directions.
each direction are now taking place in the player locked experience. Before, you always had a perfect jump, and how you reacted was based on how you move that stick. But now it's just incentivizing putting more tokens into that reaction attribute in Road to the Show. When it comes to reaction each direction, again, these are pulled from real MLB stats. So you'll notice players move different in each direction.
Yeah.
So that's big. Reaction will matter a lot in Road to the Show, getting the good jumps like you're talking about. But it will be one attribute within Road to the Show. But
And
then
we have another question.
What are
Wait, what?
intangibles?
In Road to
Extra
the Show,
things?
you can't
everything you see on the
go
screen.
directionally. It's just one.
Extra things, and once we launch, that might be changed. So
Work in progress.
That is game
Yeah,
development.
work
We're
in
constantly
progress.
working.
I mean,
the
honestly,
idea behind
Toogie, nothing you
intangibles
didn't
and why
miss.
it's up there is because you have the
You can
5
watch the
tools,
5-minute
right?
video
So you
and stuff
have
on
contact,
YouTube, and
power,
it's up.
fielding, speed, and arm. Those are the 5 tools, and generally when you're scouting and you're looking at players, those are the
How you move the
those are
stick. Oh, yeah, for
attributes that
sure.
You're looking at, right, in terms of grading a player. And so everything else are intangibles, but generally it's like defining
you're
those
controlling it?
intangibles and what you
Yeah, I
see on the
guess.
screen. It can be categorized as other, which is probably what we'll end up putting on there. So they're just extra attributes, not necessarily attributes, but extra things that they have within their arsenal.
Right. So yeah, we've talked about attributes. We've talked about the new splits for
Makes sense, yeah.
pitchers. We've talked about usage rates. We've talked
Man,
about
the Road to the Show thing makes
reaction,
sense.
You know, getting separated into 4 different directions for our defenders, and then of course there's one more we got to talk about, and
What's
it's
that?
catcher pop time.
No
Oh,
longer
pop
record.
time. That's Ashley's favorite.
It is.
Why
we
are you
just-
so excited with pop time?
I love throwing runners out at second base. I think between that and robbing home runs, like I get a thrill defensively, especially in Diamond Dynasty when you can
Okay.
steal a base runner. So my thing is, don't run on me because
So far, so good. Armand!
So-
Thank you for
we did
gifting a
this. We
sub
put- we popped time in
to
for Ashley
Toogie.
this
Thank you.
year.
There you go.
Nate,
We wanted
did I
to
get
do
you
that.
when you
So, yeah, pop time was a quirk last year.
resub, by the way? Stay
Only,
native. I
a
didn't
few
get you.
players
Thank you so
actually
much for
had
the
it.
6 months, brother,
This year we,
of Prime. I
like
appreciate you,
said
brother.
earlier, rightfully so. We changed it to a real attribute. It really does kind of.
I do
define
love that this is an attribute.
That
I
area
love that this. Oh,
of
I'm
the
on.
game for catchers.
I
in
love
terms
that
of
this
what's
is
the
an
most
attribute
important
now.
thing generally for catchers, being able to throw runners out. In our game, we get. I'm sorry. In the stats that we receive for pop time, everything is baked in. So what pop time is essentially is how quick a catcher moves his feet, how fast.
Ari,
he
it's
gets rid
always
of the
been like
ball,
that, though.
His accuracy and his arm strength. Those are all baked into
That's-
the pop time.
that's
number.
kind of the
the
point.
average pop time in the big leagues.
The
is around
point is,
1.95, 1.96,
it's always
something
been
like
that way.
And generally, you're going to see the
Otherwise,
majority
what's the
big
point of
leaguers
having a rating?
right around that number. But here's the really cool thing, because it really puts an importance on how I build
Like
my
at that
teams,
point, what's the
right?
point of having
If
hitting
I want-
a hitting
if I
rating
really, like,
or
I
a
feel like
control rating? If I hit the
defense
mechanic
always
100%,
matters
it should
so
go
much,
perfectly every time.
Especially as I'm
I
competing over
disagree.
time, that I'm going to want a catcher that can throw really fast guys out, right? So I think that's really valuable when you're playing this game, and we all know that those 99 runners are going to be stealing all the time against you. That I can, basically set up my team so that I have a guy behind the plate that has a chance to throw that guy out at a higher rate. So yeah.
But
the
no,
pop
I don't
time is
think that's
really
bad
important.
design
The
at
way that
all.
we did that in our game was we took the animation. So it's really interesting, right? Like when you want to break this thing down into like what is under the hood and how this gets calculated.
What's up, Hawks?
We obviously are taking all of those attributes, like I said, accuracy, arm strength, feet, hands, from something that's been put together by real data in real life. And then we have to somehow take it
Oh,
and
they
get
can
that
cut that
same
off.
number on our catchers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example. If I have a catcher that has a 99 arm, right, and a 40 pop time,
I'm glad you're saying this. Somebody was asking
This is
about that.
important, yeah.
Yes.
right, and I have a guy that's got a 50 arm and a 40 pop time.
By arm, you're referencing arm strength, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. The arm strength. So thank you for clarifying that, Connor. Both of those guys have to have the same pop time. So how do we do that? Well, we don't have the luxury of recording every single big leaguer in the game and having them come down here to San Diego studios and capturing their catch and release, right? And getting their pop time. So what we do is we speed or slow up that animation to
Based
the
on the
detach.
rating.
And that means
Yeah.
from the time the catcher catches the ball to the time he releases the ball, that movement will get sped up or slowed down. And then also
I like that. I
mathematically
mean, that
combine
needs to
with
happen.
the arm strength, right?
Of the
Yes.
player.
And then mathematically figure out how to get those pop times the same. And I'd be lying if I could sit here and tell you how that happens, because I'm terrible at math, but my programmers
say,
are really good.
That's a lot
all
of
that
math.
matters.
Shout out to you, Jeff Woolman, who we just sat down the other day and we figured this whole thing out, or you figured it out. Thank you. And Gary Weiss, who's actually helped with pop time as well. But yeah, so I think that's super interesting anyway. And the cool thing is, like, we're spitting out numbers that directly
Faye
relate
brought
to the
pizza
scale,
and fries. I haven't
numbers
touched it.
from
I haven't
0 to
touched pizza
99,
yet,
those
but
attributes,
Yeah.
and we're able to give out the real life pop times of catchers, and they translate perfectly.
I went on early
into
so we
our
didn't have
game.
time to have dinner together.
And when I say average, the average time. So we'll get into the catcher animations in a little bit. I'll explain a little bit more why that matters to pop time.
So we've gone through a lot. We've done bear down, we've done big zone, we've gone into all the attribute changes and rework pop time, now an attribute, no longer a quirk. What we haven't touched upon yet, Connor, there's some online co-op changes going into play. You know I play a lot of co-op,
I
so
love it.
what
This isn't my
can I
thing, but
expect when I boot
hopefully
up
it's good
launch
for
night
co-op
with my
players.
Co-op teammates.
Yeah, Colin, if you want to pull up the co-op roles and rotations.
It's
what
a
you're gonna
buffalo
see
chicken,
here
big
is,
man.
Previously, just in non-DD co-op, you were able to select from a smaller set of rotations than what's listed here. Now you're able to fine-tune your team strategy. And
Oh, that's
load
kinda
into the
cool.
game based on how you guys feel you're gonna best perform. You'll see all the new rotation patterns for fielding right here. We're not going to read through all of them, but per plate appearance, per 2 plate appearances, there's a full list of rotations you can go through. So it's really just an enhanced strategy.
I don't play
and
online,
managerial
Squeeb,
decisions.
so there's no
There's
reason.
another element to this. Walk me through an imaginary situation with who controls the ball in what situation. So usually, say in a rundown, you have maybe player 1 as pitcher, player 2 as the infielders. And if the catcher was involved, player 1 was with the
hard.
catcher, player 2 was still with the infielders. What's kind of changing this year to make it a little easier?
Yeah, essentially all the pitcher is doing now is pitching. Once the ball's put in play, the infield user is in control of everybody for the infield. If you're in
Including the catcher.
Yes, correct. So if you're in a 3v3, the infield user will also be in control of the catcher and the pitcher once the ball's in play. One thing to note is, like, stealing. It really makes you pay attention now, because as the pitcher's delivering the pitch, as another user, I'm now having to pay attention to.
There are ways
is
to
the guy
architect the
taking off
intent
or
that
not?
answers the
So,
questions you want when it comes to
makes you
fielding.
lock
We can
in a
talk
little
about it in a
bit more.
This is a
post-mortem.
public
I
service
mean,
announcement.
Ari, I
If
can
you're
tell
playing
you right
co-op,
now,
Be a good teammate and lock in.
Ratings
Don't check
have
your
to
phone
matter.
noties in the middle of an inning.
especially in offline modes.
You're
You
gonna look really
say it
silly.
takes agency away from the
And it
player.
doesn't stop there. We're talking about
Ratings
some
still
co-op
have to
changes
matter,
that I know a lot of our fans are
period.
gonna enjoy,
So,
but
like,
there's some other good
I like,
quality of life
and there's
changes in the
analytics to
ahead.
back
I know
those
one
ratings
of them
up, which
starts
I
with
like. So
pitching out of the stretch.
I
Yeah.
disagree that it takes agency away.
What was that?
Otherwise,
it's
just
there.
take the
Oh, yeah,
ratings away
it's
and have
there.
everybody rated
So
equal. And you just let the
essentially,
player
we had
control it.
We have a setting for offline play if you want to use this option as well. If you guys go to general,
Offline, what?
and it's somewhere in the settings, but essentially pitching out of the stretch. Essentially, what it is
Oh, there we go.
it helps to speed up games.
You can just
You're only
Oh,
gonna pitch
you
out of
can
the
just- you
stretch.
can
We had to
select
make
stretch.
some slight tweaks to faster deliveries.
Sure.
Like
as those-
Kershaw.
yeah.
He kills me out of the stretch. He's so fast
Yeah.
compared to his normal windup.
Yeah, so guys with super quick deliveries in our game, we slightly delay the start of the animation now to give you a little bit more time to
Cool.
perform that pinpoint gesture or mechanic.
So we see the option here, as James was showing. You can choose it in offline play, but is pitching out of the stretch what you can expect in DD? Like, that will be the norm.
Yes, it's the online default.
Default. Thank you.
Oh, they
And that's
turned-
not the
oh, they
only
turned
thing we're
online
changing.
to
There's something
stretch
that's
only.
coming back to Diamond
Okay.
Dynasty, and that's mid-batter timeouts.
Yeah, you can now call time again in online play,
I
which
know a lot
Oh,
of people
no.
love that.
we took out.
Oh,
years
no,
ago
here goes the chat
because of
again.
Some technical challenges there, but we brought it back, and when we took it out, we were surprised how many people actually were like, "Oh, where did it go?"
I think I remember
It's a good
walking over to your
breather.
desk and being like,
Where'd
I
it
love
go?
calling time. Now
Yeah,
it's gone.
where'd it go?
I'm happy it's back.
And I would say maybe one of the most hyped changes that a lot of people are going to love once they hear is, we know R2ing has been a little bit of a commotion for
They don't like
years
real
on
player
end.
photos,
That's changing
Hibbs,
this
because
year.
when they
R2
change teams,
spamming,
you lose the photo.
Years ago was a big problem. We made some tweaks to make it so it wasn't necessarily messing with your inputs as a pitcher,
Yes.
but we just figured let's get rid of it. So no R2 in online play. You can hold
Essentially
R2
the
to
same
view
issue
pitches
Madden
for
has
stuff,
right
but
now.
It's not going to slow down the pitcher. We've added a slight delay for the pitcher to actually be able to select his pitch to kind of
sense.
allow you to buy more time. But with calling time back, we feel that people have plenty of time now.
The community loves you, Connor. I think you're going to have like a whole bunch of thank you gifts on your desk
Get-
tomorrow morning,
there
so
we
get
go.
ready.
Getting so many W's, and thank gods. No more R2. You can call time. Some really good, just quality of life.
What do you
stuff.
mean?
Go
So
ahead.
the generic photos
Right,
don't?
so
No,
we
they're not
talked
generic
once
photos.
again,
They
bear
actually
down, big
the
zone,
in-game
attributes, online
in-game,
changes. I know Gil will want to touch a little bit about new
pictures
animations.
change
before we
their-
let our
change what the
fans
players
go
are.
for the afternoon.
Yeah, because
I
how
think,
frequent
so
player
year
movement
after
is.
year,
Yep.
like when you see like what we put.
Are you
streams
saying
out,
they
or
should
we-
be doing
we post
headshots
things
and
online, you'll see just a number where it
blur
says,
out
you know,
or
500 new
blank out the
animations this
hat
year,
and
600
shirt?
new
Because I
animations this
disagree
year.
with that completely.
You know, and going back to what I was
That
talking
takes
about,
so much more away
earlier
from it
where,
for me.
You know, we read a lot of feedback,
Yes,
right?
we're seeing it
from the
everywhere.
community. We
Yeah.
see feedback, and one of the things that you constantly see, especially when we put out some of these things where it's like, oh, same old animations, you know, and I just want to say that baseball, very specifically baseball, a sport video game, baseball hasn't changed for over 100 years.
Right.
We have almost 16,000 animations in our game.
Yes.
That is just gameplay animations. I'm not
I mean,
talking
I
about,
appreciate the number, but I just it's not a
personalized
thing for
pitching.
me.
I'm not talking about personalized hitting. I'm not talking about any of the presentations. Very specifically, close to 16,000 gameplay animations.
Playing the game, yeah, within.
So when you're playing the game,
Yeah, but like
touched on some of
OTB
these
has
things,
that
you
Ari,
know,
but I like
many
I
times.
feel like that would be
where,
way too tough to do.
you
And
can
you
only
end up
catch the
getting
ball so
weird
many ways in a
faces
baseball
of
game.
guys that are
If
like
I were to go
in the
get a
league
new
10,
backhand
13,
catch, I would do it the
10,
same way I
13
do it
years.
right now. So I got a setup backhand, a running backhand, a running forehand, a setup forehand. We have catches that come from.
They had it
pre-pitch
blank because they
stance.
didn't know what
So if
team
the
he was
ball's
on,
hit really
Niles.
hard, I go 1 foot to my right, 2 feet to my right, 3 feet
They
to
had
my
it
right,
blank because
to
they
my
didn't know
left,
what
to my
team he
left,
was on.
and then
Niles is
all around
completely
me,
different
right? So
than
I have
every
to go
player in the game
low,
having nothing.
Low, mid, high, above my head, right, left. We have catches for every.
No,
single
that's not what he
position
does,
on our
mailman.
player. We have
He's the
every
lead
running
gameplay
catch.
guy.
We have every sliding.
He's not
catch,
wrong.
right?
Listen,
Now,
no, mailman,
you could
he's not
argue
wrong
that,
in what he's
yeah,
saying.
maybe that the right foot is out, and you see something
just
in real life
shouldn't
where
say it.
you're going to see some, you know, a different style maybe within every. But this
Right,
goes
he was
back
a free
to what I
agent,
was
didn't
saying
know where to
about
go.
the
Yep,
catchers.
they didn't know
We
where he was
don't
going to
get
be.
every big leaguer in here to go. Okay, I want you to go make a diving play in the left field. How do you do it, right? Or how do you slide when you slide into home? Or how do you slide when you slide into?
No,
second?
it's funny,
So
but
we
it
get a
also
wide
enrages
variety
the
of all
community
those
when he
things,
says
and
stuff
they
like that.
share those animations, but it's important to understand that our game also works in a way when you talk about the enormity of animations that we have in our game, that there are plays that you watch that they might be made up of 7, 8, 9 animations in a row, and you're not even noticing them because not everything is just a swing or a throw or a catch. We have transitional animations that also make up part of that 16,000 animations that are in the game. On top of that, if we did animations 10 years ago that are a little outdated, we go in and redo those animations so the count in the core doesn't actually go up. It stays relatively
I'm gonna be
stable.
real.
We're renewing, refreshing
Yeah.
older
And
animations
we talked
so they're
about that
not
in
the
the
same
pre-record.
ones all the time.
Always auditing.
Right.
I
Always
love
trying to make
Gil.
things
Oh
look
no, I love
You're
Gil
still
Beakers.
going
You
to
know
see
that.
animations that you saw 5
You
years
know
ago
that.
in our
I
game because
love
it's
Chris Gill.
baseball. It's what they
Chris
do.
Gill is right.
And honestly, unless somebody can come here and show me how you can field a setup backhand any different than the way we do a setup backhand.
But the
I'd
problem
love to
is
see
you
that,
can't
right?
say this
So,
in front.
I guess
You can't talk like this
from
in
us
front of a crowd like
to
this
everybody else,
because
I
it's just
would
going to make
argue
them
that there's
think that
not
you're trying to
another
talk down to
coach
them.
around that has
That's all it
even
is.
close
He's
to the
not
amount of
trying to be
animations that
negative.
we have in our game.
He's not trying to be
And
negative.
the
He's not trying to be
variety that we
defensive or
have
anything like
and
that.
the
But it
situational
comes off
awareness
as that.
they have. So not only are these guys changing the way that they throw based on how good they are, based on their fielding and throwing attributes, they are changing
We did, Hibbs.
based on the situation itself.
did.
Whether it's a casual situation, an high urgency situation, right? And so we get those throws from every direction, from every distance.
How would he
so we
say
have
it?
throws that are
You don't.
over 200 feet. Those that are between
All you
100
do,
and
you
200
know,
feet.
you
We
do
have
it.
throws
You
that
do
are
it as
50 feet.
blank
We
as
have
you can.
tosses that are
Hey,
under 25
shrinkage.
feet from every catch.
Shrinkage is
'Cause
this.
you never know what
because,
orientation he's going to be catching. When we do that in
shrinkage
pump
is this
direction.
way because.
So anyway, that is my long-winded way
That's
of
how we
saying,
program
look,
it. You don't go
every
into
year
why.
We are refreshing
You don't go into
and
why.
adding animations into our game. Work really hard to do that.
Hello,
We're
Ramon
super
here. No,
pleased
you're
with
not.
The stuff that we get in every single year.
Nice
And
try.
unfortunately, they don't give us 5 years to make a game.
Actually, it wasn't even
They
a
give
nice
us
try,
about
but
9-10 months. So,
Yeah, I think it's well said. Honestly, we've covered a lot today. We covered big zone hitting. We covered bear
Is that
down,
actually
the
you?
all new
on.
attribute system. Attributes are only going to be in the mode.
Is
you're
that
playing
actually
your
you?
own
Hold on a
game.
second.
I think that's awesome. We
Don't
talked
lie
about
to
some
me.
Online changes with co-op, but is there
Make me
anything
look
else you guys
dumb.
want to cover here?
Hold on, I got you. Give me a second.
I think we're solid. I don't have anything else. Was that a keyword that I was supposed to remember?
No. It was
Anything else you want to say?
I feel like I forgot something, like when Colin says, "Okay, when I say this at the end, say this."
no.
And because Colin,
We got some questions.
Ooh, I like it.
I love questions.
So, elevation. Any change to elevation gameplay related this year?
In terms of what?
God damn it, if that's actually you,
the
I'm gonna be
elevations are
pissed.
Set in terms of where those.
God
stadiums
damn it,
are.
Ari.
Is that what they're saying?
I see you, remote. I got you.
Some gameplay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Elevation does
absolutely.
make a
Our
difference,
physics are super advanced. I mean, I heard our engineer talking about this just the
Let
other
me
day.
get you
and
off
he's
the
talking
ads.
about
Make sure you don't hit ads.
molecules in the
Make
air
me
and
look
all these
goddamn
different
dumb.
things, and it's
Yeah.
mind-blowing the amount of work that Jeff MacArthur and these other programmers even think about when elevation, wind, humidity, all
Yeah.
of these things have
I got you. I got
definitely
you.
have a big impact.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
sure.
like you're playing a night game in New York, the ball's not going to travel as far as it is. Well, they have a short porch. It's
That's
not
the thing
gonna
is
travel as far
explaining
as
high level
the ball's
stuff.
gonna do in
There's a
Arizona,
thing.
right?
Why is everything blurry in the
In a
background?
day
Wait, why is
game
everything? Wait,
or, somewhere in a higher elevation like
why is
Colorado,
everything
for
blurry
sure,
in the
the
background?
ball's going to fly. And it's interesting though, you bringing up the like physics. When you're talking about like the ball physics, what's interesting is the last time Aaron Judge was on our cover was the year that we
They
actually
changed the hitting
from,
point of view.
going
Oh, I don't know if I like
from our
that.
first physical engine that we had before for hitting and going to true real life physics where you could
No,
put in the
100%.
launch angle, the
No, I
exit
know. That's what
velo,
I'm trying to explain.
and match the exact
That's what I'm
same
trying to
thing that
explain.
hit was in real life. And I
He's
remember,
talking as a
Aaron
dev
was
who
in the
programs.
studio.
He's not
That was
talking
at
as somebody who
2018,
talks to another
that year.
person.
He was
like
in the studio,
he's not
and
trying
when
to
we
talk people
first,
down.
when
He's
Jeff
trying to
first came up with
explain what's
this,
going on.
he had him in
It's
the
just
office,
not-
and we showed him hitting a bomb.
It's
in
not
a
coming
stadium,
off the way he
and
hopes
I can't
it
remember
is.
the landmark that his ball hit.
Yeah,
but we
no,
dialed in those
100%,
numbers in the game, and
100%.
the ball hit the exact same landmark.
I'm with
in
you
our
on
stadium.
this.
And it's good flashback having Aaron back on the cover and going now
Right.
he's back on the cover and having this conversation. But to
That's super
Connor's
interesting.
point,
Yeah.
it's way over our heads in terms of how it gets done, but it's true to life.
And we got the right guys to do it.
100%.
And one more thing I've seen in chat.
I don't know if I like
is
that or
notice
not.
The blur.
Yes.
Did I just
Oh,
start
you
my
guys
own
put
hype
the
train?
blur-
When you're hitting.
Oh, go on, Connor. Talk about
Yeah,
that.
this is,
This is Connor's favorite feature.
This is depth of field. There's
Good job.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory from the hitting perspective. You can turn this on if you want. It's under your camera.
Oh, it's definitely an
options,
option for
essentially.
sure.
It just cuts out a lot of the noise in the background.
Oh, so like if you have a bad
don't like
batter's
playing in
eye,
certain
that's
stadiums
actually
because of the
smart
batter's eye
though.
or,
That's actually smart. I like that
pitcher's
because it cuts
delivery.
out the
You can turn
batter's
this
eye,
on and it
or like
helps to
like
attract the
target
ball out of
field
the
and
pitcher's
stuff.
hand.
Yeah, and that's the coolest thing too. It's like, and we've tested this in stadiums where people might have problems. And
Giant-
it's just,
giant-
a
all
lot
right,
of
listen,
times it
listen,
depends
guys,
on the
guys.
pitcher
All right,
that's
hold on,
pitching. You
hold
get
on.
a guy that comes like it throws sidearm, and the ball's
We'll
coming
talk
out
about
of
this when they're
some
done.
object in the back that might have like a little.
You
white
don't have to
window or
defend
something on a
everything.
door that's in
I'm
center
telling
field.
you,
Yeah,
I'm
some weird crap
unbiased to
Keep
this.
my eyes
exactly.
or something, and now you have this option. You can play with it or not, but it blurs kind of everything out in the back, and the ball pops, so
Yeah.
you get a better
Depth
visual
of
the ball.
field. Blur it out, lock it in.
And this is available.
Yeah, for
where?
sure. You can definitely
Everywhere.
see it better, for sure.
Universally.
Yeah,
So
everywhere.
you just
It's a
you
setting.
go into your camera settings and it's in there. There's also a bunch of other options in there. Like if you go to your displays settings.
Yeah, Target
pitch
Seattle was
history,
one of them.
There's hitting and pitching displays here, and if you change that to custom, you're gonna see you're able to basically pick and choose how you want your.
I don't think the
pitch
blow. You
history
think so,
to
2K?
display.
I don't think
You
so.
can start picking up on
This
opponent
I love.
tendencies within a game.
This
because you don't have
being
those
able to see
scouting
the
reports
pitch
of
history
your
differently.
opponents
I
before going
love
into
the
games.
options
It's
for the
kind
pitch
of a way
history.
to,
That's dope.
Create your own scouting report as the game's going on. So there's tons. of
Fenway
different
on the
options
left hand
in here.
side
You
when
can
when
customize
Chris
the
Sale
color,
was
how-
there toilet
why it's
pitching
going
from
that
like
color,
the
what
from like the
center is
audience
filling with,
on in the center
lots of
field
other
seats.
things. So everyone's gonna have different settings when it comes to this. So there's a bunch of options.
Yeah,
there.
adjustable
Yeah,
pitch history is
some
awesome.
really
I
good
love that.
Quality of life improvements. I'm seeing people enjoy it in the chat.
I'm seeing 2 more questions, maybe, Colin.
Can you answer if there will be going to be a hardcover physical edition like older years of the show? We can confirm no, we will not be having a steelbook or anything related. And then, People
So
are
no hardcover.
Red diamond and things.
Stay tuned.
We'll be talking about that stuff later, so stay tuned.
Yes. Good
Oh,
question,
cool.
just not for right now.
We did want to touch on some of the gameplay changes in
Yeah,
regular
no
show.
hard
I
cut,
think we
no
talked
hard
about
copy this year.
Yes.
Tune in next
talk
week.
about-
Yes. We talked a little bit about reaction, but we'll get into more next week.
Okay, sweet.
Cool.
Sick.
Yeah, well, thank you, Gil and Connor, for joining us, talking about all things gameplay in MLB The Show 26.
And thank you, fans, for watching. This was our first feature premiere, and it was gameplay.
Yeah, pre-orders are open right now. There's a loyalty discount if you've gotten the game digital.
No, I'm
Deluxe
with you, guy.
the last since 21.
Since 21,
you get
10%.
10%
Always awesome
off.
because it's an
So
option.
go check that out if you're interested in the game or liked what you saw today. It's all up there right now in the store.
And remember,
Okay, let's
early
talk.
access is starting March 13th, so come watch and celebrate the World Baseball Classic
Full-time
during
Mills!
early access weekend. And remember,
Full-time
in
Mills!
your Digital Deluxe Edition, you will get
All that
2
weekend
World
and all week
Baseball
after that.
Classic choice packs, so you are immediately starting your Diamond
It
Dynasty
looked like you
journey
could adjust
with WBC
forward,
players.
backwards, Squeeb.
Yeah, early access March 13th. Full release will be March 17th. We're on the road right now.
Yep. Make sure you sign up for the Skyrim Report. Follow us everywhere on social.
10
And
days
then,
of
course, we will
bills.
be having feature premieres every Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific, covering all the different new features you can expect in the game.
You can expect Road to the Show next week. We're going to talk all about new colleges.
It looked like, I don't know,
College World
Squeeb.
Series, I can say, the Hall of Fame, and so much more.
Yeah, it was really good sitting down, talking gameplay.
So next week should be Road to the Show,
and
I
we'll
think.
see you next Thursday, 2 o'clock. In the words of Ramon, peace.
Peace. All right, let me talk about something before we get back into this, okay? Let me talk about something. Okay. When I talk about how a dev is explaining something, or when I talk about, like, what's going on a stream or something, I want you to know that I'm going to criticize as much as I compliment, okay? When I see something about how Chris Gill is talking and I see the chat reacting to it, what I'm trying to explain to you, this is to the chat, not Ramon, by the way. When I'm trying to explain to the chat here, you guys have to understand, he is coming from a development background. Okay, Chris Gill is coming from a development background. He is explaining things is the way his brain works. He has a logical brain. He has a baseball brain, and he has a, hey, if you can't do it, get better and do it better. Okay, that's where he's coming from. All right, it doesn't always work on a live stream, but it's better to be that than not say anything. I will say that right away. It's better to be what he was doing there than not say anything. That being said, I will still be the first person to say that the community is going to go a little bit overboard with what he says there. There are going to be clips on social media of things he just said there because that's what they do. Okay, they're going to try to pick and piece out of that, and he's very good for that. He's very good for getting clips out of that. Okay, just a heads up, that's where we are. It's going to be a perception thing. Some of the things he says are going to have I can't believe he told us to get better. I can't believe he defended PCI shrinkage on sliders. Oh, what you're going to see a lot of is just ambush it. You're going to see a lot of just ambush it. The problem is, now, here's where I want to talk. After watching people play on, like, legend difficulty and GOAT difficulty before they remove GOAT difficulty, the combination of same-sided sliders, so right-handed to right-handed, right? The combination of right-handed to right-handed sliders and bear-down pitching is going to be an issue at some point this year. It's going to be an issue. It's going to get brought up. And maybe they tune it mid-year. I don't know. 100% people playing at 1,000 rating, when a slider comes in from Roger Clemens and you've got a right-handed batter there and it hits the outside corner and your PCI looks like my you-know-what, I'm telling you, listen, it will be a brought-up problem. You don't have to defend that because most of you, not saying all of you, most of you never see what that looks like. Okay? If you don't play above all-star difficulty online, if you don't play above 1,000 rating online, you should not comment on that. And I will say the only reason I comment on it is because I watch it. I watch it. I watch their competitive stuff. I watch that stuff on Legend, okay? No perfect on big zone hitting is an L. I think so. We'll talk about that in a second. I will go in there. Just be right for rights. It'll be switch hitter heavy. Well, no, it's gonna be switch. Well, it'll be switch hitter heavy now because of the shrinkage. Shrinkage causes switch hitters. In real life, unfortunately, that's kind of what it does too. But here, what I will say is I saw some people saying, in real life, your bat doesn't get smaller because you swing outside. And I was like, wait a second. The PCI is not the bat. So, all right. No PP on big zone. Yeah, no PP on big zone is a balance thing. I actually don't have a problem with that simply because it's so much easier to hit on big zone than it is on zone hitting. So, yeah. It's a full balancing thing. It's a full balancing thing. 100%. It is more about the fact that it is so the ability to hit on big zone is so much easier than hitting on an actual zone, moving the PCI around. I will say fixed PCI sounds awesome. Let's watch this back real quick. I want to talk about some of the stuff on this. Now that I don't have to worry about them interrupting us. Actually, give me 1 second. I want to get the actual full 4K of this. I want to get the full 4K replay of this. You don't worry about time. I'm going to go through the whole thing anyway. It doesn't matter. All right.
For MLB The Show 26, I'm Carson, joined by Ashley at San Diego studio.
Hello,
Okay,
it's
so-
exciting new year, new us, new sets.
Yeah,
It's pretty fancy. We'll get into the feature premiere form.
we are here for the first feature premiere with the gameplay team, Chris Gill.
There's simply no point of
Conrad.
using zone if you could point. Well, the whole thing about the reason you can't purple, the reason perfect is, I think what Chris Tiger is saying is he would want a opportunity if you have a higher rated player. But at what point, like if you have 125 hitting right against righties and lefties, at what point do you get a perfect on big zone? You know what I mean? Like where does the rating come in? What rating threshold do you want where like perfect would be every single time? That's why they're putting a user mechanic into it, which is perfectly fine, by the
See
way.
you guys, how are we doing today?
Doing great, thank you.
Great, thank you for having us.
It's great to have you.
All right, right here.
Directional hitting and then zone hitting. Essentially what it is as the pitch is coming in.
So again, what they're talking about here with big zone hitting is the bridge between directional and zone. So there was a lot of feedback last year that, and I saw it because I have a more casual audience at times. There was a huge thing about how directional users couldn't make the jump to zone. What this does is instead of having like a PCI here,
As you're
instead of having a PCI here that you have to move around, now you can do this or this or this or this. You can pick a zone, or you can just pick the middle. You can just pick the middle and swing. And what it'll end up happening is you're not going to get perfect contact every time. There's going to be a modifier against it with like your contact rating versus whichever side. There's going to be a modifier with your power rating. There's going to be a modifier with your vision rating. All of those things. I have disabilities, so it's hard for me to get PCI down. So I've always stuck with directional. I'm glad they added big zone. Exactly. Oh no, I'm extremely happy they added this. Needs to be there for balance, otherwise why would a good online player ever use regular zone hitting again? Exactly. Big zone isn't meant for folks to get good and then jump to zone. It's a new thing for folks who aren't that good at freestyle zone. Exactly, yeah. It's not a training tool to move up. It's a step between both. It's, hey, I really don't like how easy directional is. Hey, I'm not good enough to use zone. It's a step in between. And they're still doing this thing where the higher you go, so like zone hitting has more user advantages. So like we'll call that a 10 on the user scale. Big directional is like a 5 on the user scale. Directional is like a 3, and timing is like a 1. Numbers don't matter, but you understand what I'm saying. You get the most user advantage by perfecting this mechanic than you do for perfecting this. All right? It's the same way pitching is. So those of you that don't like using the drawing pitching, so like classic pitching is let's move this down here actually. Classic pitching is a 1 on the user advantage scale. If you do a perfect classic pitch, you are still you're still need the ratings to make the pitch go where it's supposed to go. Then you have, is it meter then analog? I think it's analog after that, and then meter. Pulse is in here too. I think pulse is here. Pulse is the 3, analog's the 5, meter's the 7, and then the drawing one, which I can never remember the name, is this one. This is the drawing. I always forget what it's called, but it's that way. So, if there's anything about how long the loyalty discount will last, I do not know. But yeah, this is more, you pinpoint, thank you. This is the bigger user advantage. This is the more ratings based. And this is the scale up for there, okay?
Tracking it, you're going to push the left stick to one of 9 quadrants where you think the ball is going to end up. And from there...
So he did say 9 quadrants. So again, we talk about, I think it's here, 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 or here. So 8 around in a square.
Swing timing of
calling and drawing from now on. Shut up.
So to me, it sounds like it's very similar to zone hitting, where like your PCI, you're tracking where the ball is.
So that's big
that's
direction.
The coolest thing about it too. It's like it's not as precise as zone hitting. So I would encourage anybody who's really good at zone hitting to continue.
Stay on zone hitting. Yeah.
For some of us, like myself, you get.
By the way, can we talk about it real quick? I think this looks way spiffier. A lot of people aren't even going to notice how much depth is in like the P here, the P logo, all the depth in the score bug. I think it looks really good. By the way, for all the crap they get with the graphics, I love the new score bug. Looks great. So I love it when there's depth in my P. Jesus Christ.
A certain point where the level that you're playing at, especially competitively,
and again, smoother in the field. It definitely feels smoother in the field.
To compensate for that.
The floating sleeves, the sleeves being separate look incredible.
Right? And so having a high contact attribute is key for big zone hitting because
looks plain.
When you push,
did you play last year, Vane?
The zone where that ball's coming in.
Because remember, there's going to be more. There's going to be more than just one. This is only one of them.
Is going to be based on your contact rating.
Yeah, no more poop.
Big zone is not the only thing we're doing hitting wise. Connor, talk to our fans about fixed zone.
Yeah, fixed zone is
This I really like. So think of fixed zone as upgraded anchor. I think anchor is still in the game, but what fixed zone is, well, let him explain it first. I'll talk about it.
Interface. It's very similar to zone.
So then
it's pretty
Vane, how is that? Never mind.
We were trying to figure out a way to bring PCI sensitivity into the game, which fans have been asking for a long time. And
I do, Wheels.
As we were doing it, one of the first steps.
You want me to here? Let me address the graphics right now. I'll address the graphics right now, okay? The graphics, when you take still shots of this game, it still looks similar to 10 years ago. The lighting has been upgraded. The field has been upgraded. The textures have been upgraded, all that stuff. But when you take still shots, there are still issues. Okay? I'm saying that as somebody who does not care. I want to be very clear about that. I would rather the game play at like 120 FPS and play great, okay? Than have, Madden graphics, okay? Let me just be very clear about that. It has nothing to do with Switch hardware, okay? They will eventually have a large graphics jump. Maybe it's Gen console, But again, this is not me building an excuse. I want to explain why. This is the smallest dev studio in sports. I'm going to say that again. This is the smallest development studio in AAA sports games. They are smaller than the NHL team. And I've talked on here a ton about the NHL team. They have to pick and choose what they're going to attack year over year. The year and I told you, what'll end up happening is at some point, they will say, all right, it's 26 now, right? All right, we're going to target 30 for the big graphical upgrade. And this is not what's happening. I'm using an example, okay? I'm using an example. All right, you ready? The example is, so this year this is the circle for 26. Let's say they've targeted 2030 as the graphical upgrade. 26, 30. Next year, circle, kind of a circle, you get it. 27, 30. 28, 30. 29, 30. It's going to take them working multiple years. And even when that happens, even to that point, when they do the year where they have that big graphical upgrade, the graphical upgrade will be the feature. You have to understand that this studio has to pick and choose what it goes after. That's the reality. That's the reality. The reality is they can't fix everything every year. They're not a big enough studio. People can talk about the money they make, the Xbox, the Game Pass. People talk about all this stuff. Behind the scenes, they are still the smallest studio. They have what they have. Okay? And again, don't forget, a few years ago, like what Helmsy just said, Road to the Show went into Superstar. MTO was on top of franchise. They're still reeling from that. They made a wrong choice. I won't say wrong. They made a choice that they're changing direction from, studio-wise, where they were putting everything online and connecting it. Now they're taking everything back off. Road to the Show took a step backwards for a few years. Now we're getting the disconnected Road to the Show and seeing what they can do. Franchise took a back seat because of March to October. Now you're seeing that franchise is starting to get upgrades, and March to October, they haven't even mentioned. All of those choices from back then are now being fixed now, but that hurts development time the entire time. That still hurts development time. I know I sound like Mills the shill right now. I get it. I fully understand that I sound like a shill. Talking as somebody who got a chance to see behind the scenes of a bunch of different sports games over the last 2 decades, I'm telling you this is how it is. I'm trying to pull the curtain back a little bit for you without breaking an NDA. I'm just trying to explain to you guys this is how it is. The earlier we accept that, now you can still criticize, and you should. You should still criticize. But what was the thing? Updating graphics. Graphics is one of the hardest things to do, for sure. PS5 has been announced in 2020. The graphics should have been gradually since then. It doesn't get gradual. That's the problem, Don. So these character models, they're going to have to rebuild them from the ground up. For those of you that have seen the Madden change recently, the Madden change and how they've changed their graphics, they literally brought people in to rescan brand new players. And that's a massive studio doing that. SDS does not have that many people. I know it's hard to say. I wish I could bring every single person in there and see that. No. Listen, I also want to say it is also not excusable that these graphics are still similar to things they shouldn't be able to. They should not be able to compare them to a decade ago. When you put them up to each other, but again, that's exactly what sports games are these days. We always compare to 10 years ago. I don't know why we do it. But yeah, always send feedback. Don't ever stop. Just understand what you're sending feedback. Don't ever stop complaining, but do it constructively. That's all I ask. I'm just trying to give you guys oh wait, you know what? Now this is a little bit more understanding. Yeah. Rescanning for a few new bottom. That's a lot. It's a lot. Sure. So, all right, let's get back to the gameplay stuff. This is a gameplay chat. I want to pull the curtain back a little bit for what I'm allowed to pull it back. I don't know, chat. I don't know everything. Dude, I'm not a game developer. A lot of the times I'm swinging, I'm swinging from hips. Swinging from feet. I'm greenhorning it. Sony is a multi-billion-dollar company. There's no excuse for it. This is not Sony. This is Sony San Diego. I know you don't want to hear that. And again, you're right. Sony's name is on it. Don, I'm not saying you're not right. I'm telling you, Sony San Diego is not Sony. So it's under Sony, but they get a budget like everybody else does. Always remember that. This is not like Sony who put out Spider-Man movies. Like, there is still a budget. So, all right. Let's get back to this. Only the gameplay in a minute. There we go. What's up, Chris? All right.
We took is, well, what if we detach your release?
SES and Sony are different companies? Yes. Technically, so it's like Sony, right? And then like Santa Monica, San Diego, a bunch of other ones that I don't know because I don't deal with them all the time. Yeah, it's all branched down. It's all branched down. Yeah, for sure. And every one of them has a budget. It's like EA. People are like, yo, Armand, thank you for getting us on the dock. Appreciate that, man. It's like the people that say like EA, EA is Madden. Technically, it's EA Sports, then Madden. And again, they all have different budgets. Gameplay.
From the left stick, and it's no longer going to go back to center. So basically, essentially what Fixed Zone is the ability to move your left stick around, and when you release the left stick, it's going to stay in that
So what right here, at this point, what Fixed Zone is, they've released, no, NHL actually does it. NHL gets the smallest of the EA, for sure. They have released the left stick. Armand, thank you for giving us up to Animator. Appreciate you. They've released the left stick here. So now you can move the controller to the left to where you want it, let go of the controller, and the PCI will stay. It's sort of like Anchor without having to click it in. It's sort of like that. Yes, SES gets a budget. Every gaming studio gets a budget. Every gaming studio gets a budget, Don. Every single gaming studio gets a budget. Yeah. Different games get different sizes for sure, but every game gets a budget. Even indie games have a budget. So, whoops.
Previous location. So you can move it around the zone smoothly without having to
really love that this is the thing.
That's really nice. It reminds me
as somebody who was a fan of Anchor
a few years ago, we were able to preset where your
this
PCI
is kind of I like this is the better part of that.
In the middle, if you don't set a PCI anchor, it's just going to follow through that slow, smooth motion.
Absolutely, and there's a sensitivity that comes with that as well. And that kind of leads us to the next thing, which is PCI sensitivity.
PCI sensitivity, another big thing people have been asking for. Hell, I've got 2 GameSir controllers. Anchor is still in. Anchor, the big thing, Armand, about SES, they never remove options. They add options. Well, they never remove options, not modes, options. Don't call me on the online franchise thing. I know there's someone out there. As a guy who has multiple controllers, people have been trying to find ways to control their PCI. So what PCI sensitivity is the sensitivity in the left stick it takes to move the PCI. You can now slow it down on its own. Those of you that use what are they called? What are the little pads called that you guys put under your sticks, chat? Precision rings from Control Freak. Now you won't need to do that because you won't be able to move the PCI as fast. You could do that through the settings instead of putting rings on your controller.
Zone hitting and fixed zone hitting both have a PCI sensitivity now. You can basically scale how fast or slow you want your PCI to move. For me personally, I like having my sensitivity a little bit slower. And because of that, I'm able to fine-tune my approach at the plate, and I'm able to basically say,
customization options are. Oh, let me pause. This is also really cool. I don't want to miss this.
And as we were doing it, one of the first steps we took is, well, what if
Their
we
PCI is
detach,
smoother than my camera.
your release from the left stick, and it's no
Watch
longer
top
gonna go
left
back to
here.
center. So basically, essentially, what fixed zone is the ability
With that combat cheating controllers, no.
to move your left stick around, and when you release the left stick, it's going to stay in that previous location. So you can move it around the zone smoothly without having to worry about that snap back to center.
That's really nice. It reminds me of when we introduced
Yvonne Herrera, low. Let's go, baby. Contact
contact
catcher getting a little ballsy there.
Back into the middle. If you don't set a PCI anchor, it's just going to follow through that slow, smooth
Did I miss the?
motion.
Okay.
Absolutely, and there's a sensitivity that comes with that as well. And fixed zone hitting PCI to move. For me personally, I like having my sensitivity a little bit slower. And because of that, I'm able to
Thought I missed
fine-tune
it.
my approach at the plate, and I'm able to basically say, okay, I'm going to...
All right, here we go. I don't know what all these options stand for, but I'm going to guess. Okay? First of all, PCI sensitivity, settings, fielding, your fielding depth and everything, pitchers, bullpen, obviously hitting. No idea. Tasks? Diamond Dynasty tasks, maybe? I don't know. And then whatever these are. I'm gonna guess this is probably the pitching chart. And then I don't know what this is. Keep your Cronus, yeah. Don't throw the Cronus away. Lineups, yeah, it could be all that stuff. So I really like all of the options being in one like wheel. And again, being able to set your PCI sensitivity anywhere you want. On the fly. So you can actually change your PCI sensitivity depending on whether you want to like your 0-0 and you just want to look inside, right? Or let's say you're 3-2 and you want to have high sensitivity to be able to get to the outside to defend, right? Might be one's definitely bullpen. One's definitely, I would say this is bullpen. This is the bench. Lineups. I don't know what this is. I'm guessing this is the pitch history. This is the settings, and then this is the fielding. I don't know what this and this are for sure. So
I control this inside of the plate and spit on pitches away, because I know that with my PCI sensitivity, I won't be able to reach it.
And Gil, we were talking before this recording. You have a little method to the madness. How many ticks are you going for your PCI sensitivity?
You're going to bring
6.
this up. Yeah.
Maybe
I go
camera. Yeah,
6.
maybe it is.
So
All
I think
right.
it's like my older dexterity, right? Like for me, I go all the way to the left.
Of things, let's switch on over to pitching, Gil, and this new thing called bear down pitching.
All right. I'm going to let her explain it. I'm going to let them explain bear down pitching, and then I'm going to give you my problem with it. Okay? I want to be very clear. My problem is niche to me. My problem is an opinion, and you can absolutely be okay with it if you can like it, not like it. I don't care. I probably won't be using it.
Yeah, super excited about Bear Down. I think the community is going to love this new feature that we've added. Basically, the whole idea started just thinking about.
To be fair, before we continue, I was also down on ambush hitting. I want to say this. I was also down on ambush hitting when it was introduced. I know that sounds crazy, but like I didn't like ambush, and I use it now pretty regularly. Watch him.
Situationally, in games where you see a pitcher might be tired on the mound. He might have thrown 5-6 innings. Nowadays, most starting pitchers only go about 5 or 6 innings before they start using their bullpen.
Short and
But
fuzzy.
maybe
Appreciate you, brother.
He knows he's got to get through one more hitter or 2 more hitters.
There it
That was
is.
the
Short and
idea
fuzzy with the prime. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome to the squad, dude.
behind it, right? So they got to bear down to get through those hitters and get through that inning, maybe extend that outing just a little bit more to save that bullpen. And you see examples of this all the time. You know,
was gonna say,
Yamamoto in the World Series. I mean, the World Series just showed us bear down. So bear down is essentially, it's a way for pitchers to be able to store.
That's not bear down.
These special
This
pitches,
is.
bear down pitches. You can only store so many of them, so you're going to use them strategically. That's the whole idea behind it. Like,
All right. So, let him finish. Let him finish.
that could be in the first inning. You could find yourself in trouble, and if you've earned them through throwing strikes and strikeouts, if you've earned them, you'll see a little OSD up on the screen right below all your pitches in your pitch repertoire.
It says it right here, by the way. This is what he's talking about.
And it's going to show you when they're available.
Right here. This right here is how many pitches, how many bear down pitches you can have. You get them, the higher your clutch rating is, the faster that you can acquire them. They do carry over inning, and you get them by strikeouts and strikes, apparently. Yeah, apparently how many bullets you have. Let me explain my problem with it. I have two problems. So what it does is it gives you a bonus.
Available.
It gives you a bonus to control and a bonus to velocity on any pitch you want. Okay? On any pitch you want for one pitch. Okay? Where my problem comes in is this is so the CPU, or I'm sorry, the pitcher can use bear down, whereas the hitter can use ambush, right? So here's one of my two problems. This is the strike zone. This is ambush, right? Ambush takes half the plate, roughly, and gives you a plus if you swing on that side of the plate. The difference is if you pitch over here, you get a negative. You get a smaller PCI, you get an effect to your velocity, you get an effect to everything on the side of ambush that you don't have. You've now gamified pitching to have contact and velocity. There is no negative. There's no negative to using it. You don't get a bigger stamina hit for using it. If you still hit here, if you hit 90%, so if you hit 100% of your pitching mechanic, right? You still get a boost to control and you still get a boost to velocity. If you hit 50% of your pitching mechanic, you still get the same boost to control and velocity. Now, obviously the end effect is different. So like if you have 100% and you get a 25% boost, you get 125. If you hit 50 and you get that 25% boost, you get a 75. There's no negative for it. The only negative is that you only have so many of them. The other problem I have is in real life, and again, I'm going to be very clear about this. Chris Gill would know more about this than I would. Okay, the gentleman explaining this, Chris Gill, played professional baseball. I did not. I'm going off conversations I've had with athletes, okay? And me playing college, you know. At no point do I feel like pitchers go to the mound and go, this is going to be a perfect pitch. I don't feel like pitchers go to the mound and they're like, you know what? This is going to be more accurate than the last pitch. I do think that pitchers go to the mound and they're like, you know what? Let's lock in. But I don't think it really changes the control of their pitch. Velocity, sure. We talk about extra effort all the time. That mechanic's already in the game. Yeah, it's yeah. The pitch, like I said, you can throw harder all you want, but when you throw harder, you tend to lose control. Or when you throw with more effort and more velocity, you don't get to throw as many pitches anymore because you get a hit to your stamina. My problem is there's no negative to bear down pitching, and I don't think it is as realistic as it should be. I think there needs to be a knock to it when it happens. Like you need to have a stamina. Like this pitch, if you use bear down, yes, you get control, you get velocity, you get all this cool stuff, but your stamina is going to take twice the hit of any other pitch you throw. Like there's got to be some kind of effect on you as a pitcher. I want to be very clear. I think this is a good mechanic that is flawed in its execution. That's why I don't like it. I will probably turn it off for franchise. The other thing I'm super worried about The other thing I'm super worried about is this. We've already seen super dots in normal play. John Donaldson, name your slider. You already have shrinkage. Now, and we talked about ambush hitting. I'm not worried about the shrinkage. I'm not going to argue about shrinkage. Shrinkage can be in the game. I don't care. But you've already got people super dotting corners regularly. Now you're giving them a mechanic where they can super dot easier. I think that's a massive hit to a competitive atmosphere that you're letting the pitcher get that much more. To be fair, there's already a ton of offense in competitive MLB The Show. There's already a ton of offense in competitive MLB The Show. I don't think this is the way to curtail that. So, right, if a pitcher's constantly thinking I'm going to throw this perfectly, chances are he's not going to throw it perfectly. That's and again, you have the clutch rating already. I don't know that the clutch rating needs to have like an ultimate tied to it. You know what I mean? That's where my problem is. It is not only for offline, it is online and offline. I thought bear down is online and offline. And the batter doesn't know it's happening. The batter does not know it's happening. I hope there's an option to turn it off. You know what's funny? I didn't even see an option to turn it off. So, again, it may end up being very good. It may end up being very good. Yeah, ABS is offline only. It may end up being very good. I personally, the concept that they've presented, not a fan. Not a fan.
Wisely, I say. Like, it just depends. Everybody's going to have a different way of using these bear down pitches.
I was going to say, I had the opportunity to be a part of like some of the early play testing of bear down, and it's really nice. You talk about the visual. It's like this little orange circle that fills, and then it keeps tallying as you include more bear down pitches, you earn them.
Wait, how quickly is he getting that? Hold on a second.
Have a different way of using these bear down pitches. Your pitches in your pitch repertoire, and that's going to see a little earn them through throwing the first inning. You could find yourself in trouble.
Let me count pitches real quick,
earn
chat.
Them through throwing strikes and strikeouts.
Is this his?
That's the pitches. You can only store
right.
so many of them.
So
you're going to use them strategically. That's pitches for. I mean, the World Series just showed us.
So he comes in with one. All right, so Mason Miller comes in with one. He's only got one pitch. So Mason Miller comes in with one in the chamber, right? One in the chamber. This is the gameplay, Bujo.
Is essentially it's a way for pitchers to be
second
able to
pitch,
store.
Third pitch is the bear down.
You can only store so many of them, so you're going to use them
clutch
strategically. That's the whole idea behind it. Like high level.
They didn't turn on unlimited. No. This is
the first inning.
I want to see how quickly this goes up.
And if you've earned them through throwing strikes, your pitches in your pitch repertoire.
Okay.
It's going to show you when they're.
So he's got 3.
Use them wisely, I say. Like it just depends. Everybody's going to have a different way of using these bear down pitches.
I was going to say, I had the
It just depends. And it's going to show you when they're available.
So he is just right of up. He is just right of up. See it? See where the orange is?
Available. Use them wisely, I say. Like,
and this is a ball.
Everybody's going to have a different way of using these bear down pitches.
I was going
to. I say, like, it just depends. Everybody's going to have a different way of using these bear down pitches.
All right, it didn't go up.
I was going to say, I had the opportunity to be a part of like some of the early play testing of bear down, and it's really
nice. The strikeout did it almost. Like okay, there it is. Another strike. They go too fast on this, man.
Orange circle that fills, and then it keeps tallying as you include more bear down pitches.
That's another one. So a strikeout went half full, and 3 pitches gets him almost 3/4 of the way. No, these are actually significant. When you throw strikes, it goes up significantly.
But I was going to ask, how do you earn bear down pitches?
Well, like I said, you earn them by throwing.
But again, Mason Miller is going to have 125 clutch. I'm assuming that Mason Miller is going to have either 100 or 125 clutch. He's one of the better closers of the game, right?
Strikes and getting strikeouts. However, the higher your clutch, the clutch attribute for pitchers really is the base behind.
And he's got one again. That's a little worrisome. He gets one coming out, 2 strikeouts, and he's already back up.
How often you can earn these, how fast you can earn them, how many you can earn within a given pitch. And even the top rated clutch pitchers aren't.
All right, so that's a little less than a quarter.
In an inning. I think we clamp those guys around 4 or something like that within an inning. Right,
It's
Connor?
not that bad. It looks like you have to throw about 5 or 6 strikes to get it through there. No, it's not that
And so,
bad.
you know, if you're really low attribute,
Especially considering if you throw a ball, it doesn't go up. And I'm assuming if you get hit, it doesn't go up either.
down in 40s or something like that, it's going to be.
Bear down is guaranteed to go wherever you want it. The feature's best for closing pitchers. I think starters actually might get more use out of it, depending on it depends on their clutch rating. Pitch clutch is what makes it go up faster.
Tough just to score one.
No, it does not carry pitcher to pitcher. It carries inning to inning. It doesn't carry pitcher. I don't think it carries pitcher to pitcher, but I think pitchers get to come in with one.
Right, for sure.
Or 2.
And then as we talk about building up,
You still have to hit the mechanic. It's not a guaranteed. What it does is it increases the control and velocity on the pitch. It's a modifier.
and
Yeah, it's a
what it
modifier.
takes, what kind of boost can our fans expect when they use a bear down pitch?
There you
Essentially,
go.
you're going to gain a little bit more control and a little bit more velo on your harder pitches. So, which, you know, obviously matters a lot. A little
Like
bit more
Scooble right here, right?
When they use a bear down
Scooble is in the 5th
Essentially-
inning here. He's got 3 banked, and he's probably about 6/8 full, right? At 65 pitches. So we don't know how he's used at this point.
You're going to gain a
So
little bit more control and a little bit more velo on your harder pitches. So, which
sorry, let me clarify that. Future Baltimore Oriole Tariq Scooble. Now I'm okay.
you know, obviously matters a lot, right? Like you want that small
See, so that ball, see how that was a ball?
pitches. So, which
That was a
obviously
ball,
matters.
and it didn't go up. That was a ball, and it didn't go up.
right? Like you want that smaller par, the perfect accuracy region. I mean,
That's a
the smaller
strike.
that is, the more accuracy you have, and so getting that a little bit.
Oh, actually,
smaller
wait. It didn't go up that much
accuracy
either.
region, I mean, the smaller you want that small.
Hold on a second.
So, which, you know, obviously matters.
That's a
lot,
ball.
right? Like
Okay, so that's right. Look where that is right there. I know it's hard to see if you're on mobile. It's just at the bottom of the 3.
you want that smaller par, the perfect accuracy region. I mean, the smaller that is, the more accuracy you have, and so
That didn't go up at all. Oh, is it capped? So if it would go full, it's not going to go full. Is that what it is? C-Dub, 16 months. Welcome back to the squad. See what I mean? This meter did not move for that strike. But what I'm saying is if his max is 3, this meter won't go full. If it has the opportunity to go full, it will actually just sit. So it'll fill until it gets to the point where you overfill
getting
it.
that a little bit smaller in these situations can be really helpful, especially digging yourself out.
No.
It's awesome.
You guys are
And
not- I'm talking
excited
about the
for
meter itself.
cat and
I know
mouse
the
game to
cap.
Continue in MLB the show.
See what I mean? So it will not move because the next strike will put him at 4. So instead of going full and sitting at full until he uses one, it'll just go down and stop. If it was going to go past the meter, it just freezes. That's what I want to make sure of the mechanic. So now he's going to use this.
Ambush hitting, and now we have bear down to kind of counteract that, right, Chris?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Gets a
the
swinging
idea
strikeout.
behind
Now
bear
that
down
meter
wasn't
will
so
fill
much to
up,
combat
which means he will
ambush.
go right back to
However,
3.
And you know, Connor and I,
There it is. See, it fills up. He goes back to 3 even though he used it because that third strike filled that up. So it sits there waiting to go. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. This could get dangerous. What's up, Sody? How we doing, dude? 1 second. Let me make sure you're not hitting ads either, brothers. He could potentially continue to get them. That's what I mean. Depending on what his pitching clutch is, they could just continue to get it. So, how far over the cap can you set it? I'm not sure. No. You can only stockpile. Look, you can only stockpile what the bullet points are. So, like I said, what ends up happening with Scooble here, right?
talk about so much
Watch.
Counteract. Hands. It's awesome.
So for like 3
the perfect
pitches,
accuracy region.
Scooble stays at the exact same meter,
You have. And so
right?
getting that a little bit smaller in this
Watch,
situation
every
is gonna be
strike
really
he
helpful,
throws,
especially
the
digging
meter
yourself out of
doesn't
the hole.
move
It's
because
awesome.
it would
And
have
I'm
gone up
excited
over
for
the bullet.
cat and mouse game.
So this is going to be right the same place. See this?
For our fans.
See,
to
same
play.
place. So then when he uses this and strikes him out, then it fills it and he gets it back. So right now he's got 3.
Last
This should
year,
be
we
2,
introduced
but he
ambush
gets the
hitting,
strikeout and
now
it
Bear
fills
Down
it
can
up
counteract that,
and
right?
and fixes
Well,
it.
yeah, I mean,
So-
the idea behind Bear
Well,
Down.
Ben, it's a
wasn't
big
so much
day,
to
man. That's the
combat
first gameplay for
ambush.
premiere feature.
However, and Connor.
So he
and I,
gets
we talked-
3 and see how the meter is moved now. The meter is filled and started again. So the thing is if that meter gets to a point where the next strike will make it full, it will not fill and sit there. It will stay where it is until you use one. So, no, he can't. That's the thing, Doc. He can't fill it. If he has 3 bullet points, right? If he has 3 in the chamber, this meter will only fill until you can get one more strike. So, like, if a strike is worth like 20%, you can only fill it to 80 to 99%. Whatever that number is, it will freeze at that number when you hit it until you get the 20% until you use it and then get us 20% for a strike. It's a cool little mechanic. Again, it's not something I'm going to use, but it's a cool mechanic. It really is.
Talk about this stuff, the gameplay team and Dre and James and the programmers, and we talk about this stuff all the time. It's like, if we're going to give the pitcher something, we better give the hitter something, and vice versa, right? It can't just be one-sided.
Yeah, see how it goes up there? He used it again, but the meter goes up, but he also loses one? Yeah.
And pitchers always have the advantage already anyway, in real life and even in the game, because you don't know where that pitch is coming. And if a guy's got 5 pitch repertoire or 4 pitches, I mean, he can mix that stuff up. And
there's no negative. I just wish there was a stamina hit, or like if you miss the mechanic by so much, it actually becomes a negative instead of a positive. Like I get what they're going for here, but ambush hitting has a negative too. Bear down should have a negative. There should be a negative effect if you're putting more pressure on your pitcher to do this. There should be some kind of knock that can possibly happen. Double stamina hit. If your mechanic is under like 80%, your par actually doubles in size, like that kind of stuff.
we give you the tools on the offensive side to combat those things, and that's kind of where
If he homers, lose all. I'd be fine with that. Yeah.
I think when you start
I don't like the negative of, well, if your pitcher's lower clutch, he gets less of them. Well, these are a clutch thing. So Helmsy, I sort of understand. I understand what they're saying. So bear down is a clutch thing. Think of it as a clutch quirk. He even mentioned Yamamoto being clutch in the World Series. It is they're building this off of being a clutch pitch. Like you're coming up with 2 strikes and you're like, all right, this has got to be a good one. Like they're using it as like a clutch gene, which by the way isn't real analytics, but that's a different conversation for a different time. Anyway, Billy Bean forever. Like I understand it. I just wish there was more too. I wish there was, again, if you're going to gamify something like that, I wish they gamified it to both sides. If the pitcher gets a bad result, he loses all his confidence. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. The clutch, my feeling is that the clutch rating should be doing this on its own. But also, I also agree. See, here's the thing is I can see both sides of this because ambush hitting is really cool for hitters. You got to give the pitcher something. I even said that last year. I'm being kind of a hypocrite here because I said last year, pitchers don't have anything for ambush. Like hitters get ambushed. What do pitchers get? Just a pitch around it? And now pitchers get something. I'm just not a fan of how it was done. That's all. I'm a hypocrite. They did not say how much the velo boost. I'm going to say when Chris Gill says something about like it's small, I take him for his word. He's normally very good about his word. Like he's very upfront. When he says something, it's like he's not going to say small and undersell it. So he said it was a small control boost and a small velocity boost. So I'm going to assume it's not overblown. I'm going to assume it's probably balanced pretty well. Maybe you go hit, you lose all your stacked pitches. I could see that, or lose your progress. Maybe you lose whatever progress you have. I don't know. I don't know what it is. My feeling is it should be stamina based. I think it should be stamina based because it's an effort thing. It's a clutch gene, but it's an effort thing. You're putting more effort into this pitch. But again, I say that effort's built into most of the pitching mechanics. So maybe that doesn't work either. This is why I'm not a game designer, chat. If I ever took a job at SDS, I'd be a friggin' janitor. Moving on.
Talking about how our game compares to real life.
I'd be a really goddamn entertaining janitor, just so we're clear, but I'd be a janitor.
That we're giving you all those same tools that real life hitters have when they have a plan when they come to the plate.
Oh, for sure, Ari. You don't want to make it. Oh, excuse me, chat. You don't want to make it too complicated. You obviously don't want to make it too complicated, especially the first time out. I wish I'm a kind of guy that if you're going to gamify something, I want like the good and the bad. Like I want it to be gamified. I want it to be, hey, you want to roll a nat 20? Here's the good. Hey, you want to roll a nat 1? Get effed, dwarf. You know what I mean?
So this is all
sorry, I went D&D. I get it, Chad. I'm sorry.
really good information. I mean, we're essentially just giving the player everything they need.
Like you said before, if you dotted a pitch in the ninth, what caused it? Your input, the pitcher's control rating. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
To have a plan, to make a decision, whether it's with big zone
Change in format.
hitting, whether it's with
You should like Bear Down's pretty cool. I hate you guys. For CC, thank you for the blurb. I like the format. I always like doing the recorded thing first and then doing the live after that, for sure.
PCI sensitivity, fixed zone hitting. All this stuff ties into ambush.
What would you say you do
into
here?
The new feature Bear Down. And I think that's just going to make things even more fun.
Yeah,
and
for
challenging
sure,
the
for
player,
sure.
Especially the Bear Down mechanic.
Yeah.
I like adding. It requires to have the gameplay. The gameplay vibe has to be in there. You have to have the gameplay stuff in there for sure.
All the different features, right? So it's important to us, and I hope everybody enjoys.
But I'll tell you what this is. This is a more comfortable conversation than any of last year's were. Can anyone else want to vouch for that? The recorded portion was a more comfortable conversation than any one of the streams last year. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. So, Crannel, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate the 33 months. So,
it when they get it.
Yeah. And Ashley, it doesn't stop there.
Let's talk attributes, Connor, because there is a whole lot changing, and I know.
Yeah, all we got to do is sit Cody right here, by the way. This, where's my green? Where's my green? This is Cody. Cody's ready to go, guys.
Our fans cannot wait to get their hands.
No one should have ever given me a telestrator. The worst thing you could ever do is give me a telestrator.
To the new attributes we're adding, but let's start with the look of it. And
Yes, we have an iPad.
The whole player cards.
Yeah, it's really been a full team effort, and we're very excited to reach where we're.
Let's talk about this real quick, because this is a Diamond Dynasty card, by the way.
It's really been.
So, to be very clear, you're going to see two different sets of ratings in this. There is the Diamond Dynasty card, and there is the franchise card, we're going to call it. You'll notice no... Oh, I'm still in green. God damn it. No base running aggressiveness. Brah. No durability. So, we can't have the entire chat yelling durability makes them a 99. No discipline. All kinds of other stuff. This is a big time change. Because this separates the live series from the offline roster. Okay? This is a big change because this allows them to do two separate things roster-wise. Okay? The live series should still be tied in because it is the live series, but it's going to allow them to like, hey, if we need to adjust some things, that's why. There's also no home run over 9, I guess, anymore. So, also, the separation when they go to the pitching, by the way, I'm going to say it. I don't care what anyone else says. This rocks. I'm going to say it right now. baseball is the most analytical sport on the planet, and we have the analytics to tell when a player can jump left, right, back, or front. You know how much longer my games are going to be now because I'm going to be actually setting shifts based on movement left and right. I'm going to be able to set. How many times have you seen a real life shift, chat, where like a center fielder is moved to the left and the right fielder or moved to the right and the left fielder is moved up a little bit because they're trying to make up for the right fielder? Now you can absolutely do those shifts and they mean something. Let me save custom shifts. Anyway, but the shifts mean something now. If you want to do custom shifts, there are good reasons. Like, hey, my shortstop is not as good going behind second base. He's not as good to his left. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat him a little bit up the hole or up in the hole behind the pitcher because I know he can get to the 6 hole much easier. I know he can cover more room in the 6 hole. So I'm going to cheat him up a little bit. That's what I'm talking about, man. I want the shift to mean something. And it does now.
A full team effort, and we're very excited to have
FIFA formation editing.
When it comes to
Gray matter, they would never get me out of that menu if that was in here for shifts. I would have my digital players carrying little lineup cards with them. I swear I would.
It's like you were saying, the player card's been completely revamped. There was a lot of discussion about, okay, why doesn't this completely?
I really love the quirks up here too. I know the quirks could explain somewhere else, but the quirks being on the front page, on the first page of this, is such a great quality of life fix, especially for those of you that know how big quirks are in this game. Quirks are so massive in this game. The only thing I want to see in this, chat, what's the one thing I want to see on this card? What's the one thing? Everybody in here that has watched me play MLB The Show should know what I need, what I want to see on this card right now. Anybody? You ready? I'm going to write it down. I need the swing. I need the swing tendency on this card. I need it. It can't just be in the live rosters. Quirks do come into effect in offline play. Quirks affect all play. I need the push-pull tendencies. They affect the swings in this game so much. It's why Pete Alonso is the best first baseman in the game. Argue a wall. I need swing tendency somewhere on here. It can be up here if you want. I don't care. It can be up here. It can be down here. It can be over here. I don't care. Put a bar over Willie Abreu's, wherever you want to do it. But I need it. I need it elevated.
Revamped. There was a lot of discussion about, okay, why doesn't this attribute impact Diamond Dynasty, but it's displaying here? Why doesn't this attribute impact other areas?
This is the red diamond. This is the red diamond and the new parallel mods thing. This is why that's grayed out. It has to be. It has to be. Look at the little star over here. Look at the little star over there, the little parallel star. This is 100% something about the parallel. Wait a second. Does this look like the Road to the Show map? Hold on. Whoa. Hold on. Chat, how many people play Road to the Show in here? Does this look kind of like the perk map in Road to the Show? You know what I mean? Where like, hold on, look, stick with me. The skill tree, yeah, when you go into a perk. So like, instead of a parallel just upping whatever, let's say you start here. And you say, okay, there or there. And then it's there or there. And then it's there or there. Like maybe you can upgrade specific ratings instead of everything getting 1. That would be cool. It looks like this is too big to just be talking about parallels. I wonder if that's what parallel mods are. By the way, no information, by the way. I'm actually guessing now. It's fun to be, you know what? It's fun doing this, not knowing everything, because now I can actually guess. This is kind of fun. There have been years that I wasn't able to do that.
And it's displaying here. Well, now
Love that the quirks are explained. The quirks need to be
we
explained.
completely revamped it, and what you're going to notice
Really
is
love that the
attributes
ratings
showing
are
in that mode,
explained.
the attributes that
So this, what you're about to see, used to be in the player guide in the game, in the actual gameplay guide, but you had to go into the game to see it.
matter.
That is huge. So
Really love. Oh, come on.
Notice is that the attributes showing in that mode are the attributes that matter.
that is
So like it says, is a batter's ability to make contact. It says what it goes against.
huge. So
Achieve a high batting average.
depending on
Batter's ability to extend at bats and minimize strikeouts. Replaces contact when they're. This isn't actually real because remember it replaces contact with a leverage. I know you're trying to be. This should explain more. Just saying.
mode you're playing,
Batter's ability versus left and right.
the
Perform defensive plays efficiently, resulting in fewer errors. Reaction is their reaction in whatever direction.
show you which
Pop time. We talked about. We heard Gil talk about it. Towards the end there, they upgraded the animation. The animation will actually speed up.
ones are mattering. Obviously,
Precision of the fielder's throw, the size, the green blue region of the
a
meter.
little bit more.
Better velocity in the arm
maybe for
strength.
that-
How quickly a player can run on defense around the bases. By the way, what's the most important rating for stealing a base? What's the most important rating for stealing a base, chat? Steal. Thank you. If you have a 99 speed guy and a 50 steal rating, and a 50 steal guy and a 99 steal rating, the 99 steal guy is going to be better than the other guy.
I mean, Dynasty
He gets better jumps.
a little bit less.
Contact on bunts.
off-
Successfully execute a bunt for a base hit. Steal is the pop time. Yes. Steal is the pop time. Yes. As arm is the speed. Correct.
Play.
We have hits for her. Hits versus 9 directly goes against the ability, reduces the batter's ability to hit for a high average. We showed it. They showed it on there. Hits versus 9 is directly versus contact versus 9.
Absolutely.
Strikeout versus 9 is directly against vision. So strikeout per 9 is going to go against their vision rating and a little bit of their contact.
And we've all
Control takes the place of BB over 9. BB over 9 is not in anymore, and there's no individual control ratings on pitches, just control here.
also added in
Clutch takes over when there's runners on second and third base, or runners in scoring position. Essentially, how you pitch with runners in scoring position. It takes over hits over 9.
an additional thing.
Wait, what does it say? Hit that
I mean,
last one
Dynasty,
again.
a little bit less for offline play.
Absolutely. And we've also added in
Obviously, the new how fast you can generate bear down momentum and how many bear down pitches you can store. So we already talked about Mason Miller. Mason Miller definitely has a high clutch rating. He had 4. So
an additional things
stamina is obviously stamina.
like quirks
Velocity,
into the player
speed, break is the break on the pitches.
card.
This is such a cool change, especially for reverse CPU players. It's going to affect everybody. Usage rate. Real life usage rate is now reflected in the game. It will reflect how effective pitches are for any specific pitcher. That's why we saw one of those clips. The splitter was like the number 1 pitch for one of the pitchers in the gameplay trailer on Tuesday. Don't think I missed that. I love this because when it comes to the pitcher batter back and forth, it's incredibly important for that to be realistic, and their usage rate is based on real life. So if a guy uses a slider almost all the time and does a fastball sometimes, in this game, they will use a slider predominantly, try to enforce that, and then use a fastball. Pitch ranks will, if they do pitch rank updates throughout the year, Seth, maybe, I think that would be cool. It's not just for tendencies, it's for individual pitches. It's individual pitches. And it's also going to rank how good the pitches are for that pitcher. So the X or the A button, the A or the apologize PlayStation if you see this, the cross button is going to be your most effective pitch. The B or the circle will be your second. The X or the square will be your third. The triangle or the Y is your fourth. And I think the R1 is your fifth. So Cross is correct. I know. I was taught well. I know when to correct myself. Cross is correct.
Kind of consolidating all of the information and reworking the way it's being presented to the players to help them.
And then we go back. This is actually a franchise or a live roster. So you'll notice the addition back of durability, discipline, base running aggressiveness. You see all the things that you didn't see before. This is what a live roster player looks like now.
Make the best decisions for their team.
Yeah, the presentation.
Forcing his primary and excellent PlayStation, and all of a sudden you start using a sinker, Zach put his X. No, it doesn't update as you play, Seth. It updates as they update it. It's real world information being put into the game. So if they do a roster update where they say, hey, we updated all the pitch usage rates, that's what's going to be.
Is really interesting.
Card art's actually really clean. I know it's a Topps thing, but it's still clean. How does that work for creative prospects? What do you mean? They will have usage rates built into them, Squeep. They will have usage rates built into them.
Interesting. Our fans are very used to.
Same way Madden has like different like quirk builds for quarterbacks. Pitchers will have usage rates built into them for franchise.
The vertical columns, attribute, but we have a different way of displaying it where it's almost
Ooh, the award tab's
like
nice.
categorical, where you have contact and then your splits, power and then your splits.
Yeah, essentially the
Can't change your side to throw a curveball constantly. No. Guys, you're overthinking it. Your pitch ratings are your pitch ratings. It's always been that way. They're just doing it more real life now. They're attaching the pitches to what they would be real life. By the way, upgrade in potential. It happens.
5 tools. And from there, what you're also going to notice is that it's no longer, we used to have orange for batting and
Yeah, they're all different now.
Attributes.
With these attributes, because
Yeah.
it's really exciting.
Hits per 9 is where we're going to start. We've added in hits per 9 splits. And I like to approach this from the hitter side of things. And what does hits per 9 counteract? And hits per 9 counteract, it works against contact.
Yep.
And remind
there
our
you go.
fans, what does contact do again?
Here's another look real quick. I want to make sure we have that.
It works against contact.
Another look of Spencer Strider here where they split up hits over 9, K over 9, home run over 9, which is a sim stat, by the way. Home run over 9 does not affect gameplay, for those of you who didn't know. Control is now in place of BB over 9, and there's the usage rate over there. So what I'm saying here is that the usage rate is the number one pitch. So 51% will be his A pitch. This will be his B pitch. This will be his C pitch. This will be his D pitch. No, usage is not generated on what you throw. No. Wait, guys, hold on. Usage is a real life stat. The usage will be put into the game based on what they do in real life. Then these pitches are rated based on usage. So like their rating of his fastball will be a better pitch. That's why you see the 72, 64, 64, 44. Because that's how they use it. Right. Exactly. So Spencer Strider doesn't use his circle change a ton. Right. Baseball savant. Matter of fact, you know what? Bam. God damn it, heel. See? His real life usage of those pitches are exactly what they are with this usage. That's what it is. Fake ones will have a generated usage rate, Squeeb. Franchise like rookies will have a generated usage rate. They will do a usage rate that's like, hey, this is what he leans towards, because it's also going to affect how they pitch. It's going to affect how they pitch if they're if they have AI.
And remind our fans, what does contact do again?
Contact is your inner.
You cannot change them. No, the usage rate. I mean, maybe you can edit them. I don't know, but usage rate will be generated based on. Squeeb, I can't say it any clearer. I can't say it any clearer, man. They will generate him. Change to 2%. Yep. Here's what the hitter per 9 splits look like. So this is a contact lefty, 62-99 hits over 9. This is opposite, or the 62-62, and that's the difference in the PCI between the two. So again, if you a 37% change changes the PCI this far. Just kind of what they're showing.
PCI, swing timing window. So that's what contact does.
Skip that.
PCI trying to
community
shrink
market
down that timing window.
No, it does not change based on how you use them. Usage does not change. Usage is a stat it is a rating that is set in game.
They have to make solid contact. And what you're going to notice is that now we have splits that we're pulling from real life data. So hits per 9 is now hits per 9 left, and then hits per 9 right. And we're able to differentiate.
They put home runs over 9 in here? They did. Oh, because it's
And it doesn't stop there. Pitching has a complete new look with these attributes, but we're still doing more attribute changes, Chris. We're adding direction to reaction for our fielders.
Yeah, we have a.
We did talk about this already.
To your right, to your left, going back and going forward. It's
because again, actual stats. There are real life stats to go along this.
How am I building my team?
Yeah.
You know?
I love that this is on the card. This is so cool that this is on the card, that it will show you the percentage chance you have of getting a perfect reaction. So an 84 will give you a 65.8% chance of a perfect reaction. An 81 will give you a 53.6. A 58 will give you a 17. Usage rate will not change. Usage rate will not change, Ari. Yeah, I really like that this is explained on the card. If what will change? Did they say if what will change, Big Stupid? Usage rate will not change unless they update it. Usage rate is not something that is going to change. Will a 99 reaction be 100%? No, 99's never 100. There will always be an opportunity for them not to be perfect. I would say we could probably figure out the number if we really wanted to, but 70 is a great actual spot for this, because 70 looks like average overall. You know what I mean? I like that it's 70. They have a better chance of getting okay, but the good is like lower than the perfect. That's kind of cool. Squeeb, I don't know the number. How will I know the number, Squeeb? It's not in here.
And if I want to strengthen my left side of my
do they react to more directions than the 4 cardinal directions? Analytics pretty much goes the 4 cardinal directions. There is it Sono Savant? What is it? Is it on Fangraphs? There is one that does like diagonals, but for the most part, I would say for the easy, I would keep it like this. So it's essentially front. You put an X down, and this is front, right, left, back. So
how I'm playing, who I'm playing. If this guy's good going to his right and his left, then I might have to worry about it. But if he's terrible going to...
It would actually be kind of cool, Justin. I will say usage rate, because like a right-hander versus a right-hander is going to throw different pitches than a right-hander versus a left-hander. I agree with that.
Right, I might have another guy who might hit not as good, but he's good.
By the way, for those of you who know,
then I might have to worry
the
about
blue arrows under your character, under your player for fielding, that's a perfect reaction. The arrows are the color of the arrows is the type of reaction you got.
not as good, but he's good going both directions. I'm going
to assume out of position affects it the same way that it affected it last year, Doc. That you're going to get the same percentage. I think it was like 40%, depending on whether the positions are related or not.
that guy in the lineup, right?
So like going from like left field to right field doesn't hurt as much left field to like shortstop.
Essentially what that's going to do is affect his start transition, right? So the jump that I get is going to be directly related to that reaction
Which is
time.
something we talked about a lot last year with some of those infield changes. So this is just another level of squad building.
Yeah, I really like this
with the defenders.
Yeah, I think that is a necessary upgrade in my opinion for fielding to make fielding feel better.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, these guys separate themselves behind the plate for how quick their feet are, right? And how quick
I love this. This is probably as a catcher guy, the fact that Pop Time, I am not proud of how many times I sent an email out that was like, hey, this guy deserves Pop Time. Look at his Savant page. The fact that there's a rating now makes me very happy.
Essentially, Pop Time is the time it takes from the ball when they catch the ball, the catcher, until the ball hits the glove at second base.
Yeah, by the way, what he just said, the time, what's up, Griner? How we doing, dude? They do need to update catcher ratings, agreed. I think the stealing is too easy, Griner, with like auto steals, in my opinion. I think stealing is too easy. I hope this fixes that. Pop Time, chat, is the time that hits the you never know if it's gonna work out or not. Griner, no, every time. 99 steal, all you need. I don't care what the speed is, 99 steal every time. Nope, it's all steal rating, Griner. Trust. As a cheeser for the life of me, it's all 99 steal. Steal rating always pushes it. Pop Time is for the time it hits the catcher's glove to the time that it leaves his hand. For those you don't know, that's what catcher Pop Time is. I'm pretty sure a good catcher Pop Time is like 1.7. So
how you calculate Pop Time. The average in the big leagues right now is probably around 1.95, 1.96, something like that. And you're going to find a big chunk of guys that are right around that time.
See how much quicker that is? He like just throwing off his knee. I love that.
Really stick out, the best of the best. Those guys are going to get like down to the 1.7 something. So we're going to scale this from 99 to 0, right? In terms of giving that attribute, we'll apply it appropriately.
Crowds do look better, boo.
Times you will see a difference in how quickly they get rid of the ball.
You hear that, everyone? I'm going to have a catcher with the best pop time. Don't run on me.
Yeah. By the way, if you guys couldn't tell,
don't run on Ashley. I mean, I'm hearing.
If you guys didn't see it,
a lot of changes that fans should
because it's behind this.
Like this is the most.
Oh well, let me back it up one.
It's rid of the ball. We'll apply it appropriately. So
I don't know if you saw it or not. Challenge call. We've seen challenge calls on steals. You can challenge balls and strikes now, like you're going to be able to do in real life. Challenges have been expanded, it looks like. I'm going to assume because umpires are perfect online, Griner, or perfect online. They already said that ABS challenges will not be online. I'm going to assume that challenges will not be online either. Because they're supposed to be perfect umpires online. So, yeah, I know, Griner. I've watched enough competitive to know.
Based on their pop times, you will see a difference in how quickly they get rid of the ball.
You hear that?
I've watched enough. I've watched enough competitive to know.
I mean, I'm hearing a lot of changes that thanks to these attribute inclusions, right?
Right. Exactly.
Which
they're not, but they're supposed to be.
Well done.
Let's talk about even more realism. As always, we love preaching. We're a baseball simulation. We love to be as real as possible. So, Gil, can you just touch on how we're improving that this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year we're close to around 600, maybe.
I'm going to say this, and this is no offense against anyone that ever puts number of animations in. Absolutely tout and speak with your chest on animation numbers. It's not something that really means anything until we see it. Madden does it, college football does it, NBA does it, MLB does it, Destiny does it. They all do it. It's just the number. No, I'm okay with them touting the number. Like he said, 16,000 animations when he was talking on the live. It just doesn't mean a whole lot for the hardcore anymore. So is the same 5 ones in the outfield? Sadly, hopefully that changes.
More than that, new animations.
I'm gonna be real. Honestly, Kreiner, I think online sees less animations than offline. I'm gonna say I legitimately think that. I feel like there's something about online play, whether it be the ratings for Diamond Dynasty or whatever. I feel like there's something about online play that narrows down the animations that can be used. And again, that's me pontificating. I'm not sure of that. But you are not the first person I've heard of saying I see the same animations all the time. Whereas me playing offline, I see a ton of animations.
To gameplay very specifically, and that does not include like the batter home run celebration.
Right, maybe latency, maybe
specific animations, things like that. There's tons more.
Maybe like
shout out to the animation,
all kinds of stuff.
Clements and all of his guys.
I see a ton of animations.
To get us.
I'm still playing Road to the Show. I'm still seeing new animations, and I'm not joking. This is not me shilling or anything. I'm still seeing new animations.
The smoothest and best looking.
Oh, Ramon, I missed you already.
That look as real life as possible.
Okay, and I'm going to say this. I said this during the live, but I'm going to say it again. The glove closing, I know this is so small, but the glove closing and the sleeves both look so good. Watch Luriano's sleeves on this.
This and best looking, animations that look as
look
real
how
life
they're
as possible,
loose to his arm.
Programmers that actually get that stuff in there.
The gloves look way better when they close around the ball this year.
And just like every
right there. Look at his sleeves.
Life is
well, look at his sleeves when he goes like this.
Programmers that actually get that stuff in there.
The fact that the undershirt and the sleeve are two separate pieces. I know this sounds small, and I know I'm gonna get some. Don't be a graphics nerd, dude. That's cool. That's cool. That's not something we've had a ton of. I really like that.
This year, we focused on a few different things. Just like every year, efficiency is really important to us, especially on the defensive side. So we do audits every year, and we try to look at what on the defensive. Focused on a few different.
Chat, what's wrong with this?
Things. Just like every year, efficiency is really important to us, especially on the defensive side. So we do
59 speed. Should that be an out? Yeah, the face models is what everyone sees. Just out of curiosity, 59 speed. Are you okay with this?
Is really important to us, especially on the.
Are you okay with this being
side.
safe?
So we do.
I'm curious. I'm not gonna say mine.
Just like every year, efficiency is really important to us, especially on the defensive side. So we do audits every year, and we try important to us, especially on the defensive side.
Okay, as long as we're all okay with it, I'm okay with it. But there are people that think that should be an out every time.
Efficiency is really important to us, especially.
No, he had a good jump. The turn was slow because he's a silver fielder. I'm okay with that being safe. Again, 59 is my IRL speed, and I feel like I beat that. Shut up. Yep. And Krona's a weak arm. I'm okay with that.
On the defensive side, so
I'm okay with that.
We do.
I've seen people say that should be hits, or that should be an out. Green on a silver should be close, I guess. And again, remember his arm isn't great either. Seeing the BS hits don't really piss me off as much as a lot of other people. Because I feel like they drop both ways. I think people focus too much when they happen to them.
Every year, and we try to look at what are the pain points. Is it guys not getting rid of the ball in the hole quick enough on certain angles? We do all of our throws from very specific angles, and then we get variety from those, and then we get distances from those.
For sure, Kreiner.
Casual situations. Does he have time? Does he not have time? So you understand there's so many for every single catch.
Well, you have to have that mindset. If you don't have that, this jump throw looks so nice.
We have in every direction.
God, that jump throw looks so nice.
There were a few that we wanted to actually get to have a little more flair, right, on some of these plays that we could.
Do we have that shortstop throw too?
Rated, shortstop, second baseman, third baseman, stuff like that,
sure.
right? We added more Rob home runs. Balls can bounce off the ball in really odd angles. So transitional.
By the way, everyone knows that you hit the ball, you hit the thing when it's in the green now, right? Everyone knows from last year that you're supposed to hit the button when it hits the green, right?
Added more Rob home runs. Balls can bounce off the ball in really odd angles. So transitional animations, there's hundreds of those where you're going in and cleaning those things up so the game just looks perfectly smooth. From one
Yeah, watch Tatis's glove
to
here.
another. You can't even tell there were 6 animations.
Dude, look at the sleeves. Maybe you guys can't see this because watch the sleeves when he's
So
running.
the game just looks
Watch the
perfectly
sleeves when he's
smooth
running.
from one thing to another. You can't even tell there were 6
Can you
animations
see
played
the
within
rippling
catch
on
and
him?
throw sequence,
Right.
right? Covering the bases on the run, catching
And watch him
makes
close
them
the
more
glove.
efficient. So if I'm running to a base, the throw is now allowed to
See what I mean? Do you see what I mean about the
The
glove
bases on the-
closing? I know I'm like harping over one small thing, but the glove closing is so much better this
run,
year.
catching this makes them more efficient. So if I'm running to a base, the throw is now allowed to go from all the angles instead of just the
Last year, I feel like the glove with the ball would just hit and they'd be like this, or they would go a little bit. The glove actually see them closing. Did they do it in MLB? Did everyone make this video? I'm not gonna click it. I'm just curious. Did everyone make this video? I feel like I've seen this same exact thumbnail 800 times. Maybe I need to make that video, chat. We need to talk about MLB The Show 26.
catcher stuff, which I think is really cool, right? So
Right,
going
I
back,
was-
we talked about pop time with the catcher, but we got a whole overhaul of catcher animations with knee down. But the majority of catchers now are knee down catchers. We got all new catcher animations with knee
Colin,
down.
if you're still here, I don't know if you are or not. He's out of focus. I don't know if it's the lens or whatever, but he's out of focus.
Down, but the
All right,
majority
I'm
of
done.
catchers now are knee down catchers. We got all new catcher animations from the knee down pose. So
By the way, I don't give a shit. You know what? This is fucking cool. Excuse my language. This is cool. I love that they redid the catcher animations and that the one knee down, which is used by so many catchers right now, is cool.
back picks, steal throws, throwbacks to the pitcher, block balls, right? All new. And so what that means is that it just looks like the
I
visual
like that.
fidelity of just watching the game. You're in that pitcher catcher view all the time. Hopefully nobody even notices because it just looks like real life.
Right, just one smooth
Yeah.
motion.
Yeah, I
And
like
so-
I like you talking about the audit that you guys do every.
Life.
Right, just one
Catcher,
smooth
Yeah.
catcher glove, catcher glove. Watch the catcher glove.
motion.
Yeah,
And so-
I like you talking about the audit that you guys.
See the squeeze? See the squeeze? Or? No, the squeezing is new. Yeah, the squeezing is new. Watch him squeeze before the ball's in. I don't care. It's little, I know, but it's such a thing that when you see big plays in replays, their glove animations sucked so bad that is actually a big thing. I don't care. I don't care. They're paying me to say the squeeze? No, I like little things. I'm from Operation Sports from 20 years ago when there used to be 100-page threads about the little things in a goddamn game.
The visual fidelity, making every defense play efficient, and I think fans, they come to expect it, but there's a lot of good work that goes in there that they
Yeah.
don't even notice. So
Well, I mean, the efficiency.
Sorry,
thing is
Celtic, I
really
didn't mean to yell at
important
you.
Understand because of how we scale based on attributes, right? And you may not get the most efficient throw if you have a low-rated player in that position, and that's super important to understand, right?
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
love about all this is like the balance of the game, balancing it for all these.
I'm going to throw this goddamn back pick 100,000 times. Armand, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm going to throw this back pick 100,000 times in 26, and it's not going to do one. There are over 220 new catcher knee moves. All right, I'll give you that one. Animator, this isn't you. I need a gameplay guy. Can I get one back pick to actually pick a guy off? All I want is one back pick to pick a guy off. Just one.
Different things.
it's awesome.
And having all these new features, to me, I'm stoked because it can get more real than it is this year.
Right. I know our Diamond Dynasty fans especially love that. This even more nuance and strategy.
Terrible throw.
and creativeness behind.
Is that Dylan Dingler? Who the hell is that?
animations,
Is that
which
Patrick
cards they're
Bailey?
Choosing. We talked earlier about the reaction now splitting into
Yeah, it's
4
Patrick
different
Bailey.
ways,
Okay.
adding to more animation. Who are you
Bro, if I get one, I'm putting the clip up and I'm retweeting it daily if I ever get a back pick.
manning your outfield, your infield behind the plate? We know we're always trying to make defense matter for our fans.
For sure, and it doesn't stop there. There's some other changes that the MLB has had that they're including that we're gonna also have in our game. It starts with
ABS.
PitchCom, right?
Excited.
Yeah, PitchCom is the first one. That's
I'm gonna be real. I will never use this. I'm glad it's here for accessibility, but this thing would drive me to drink.
pretty straightforward. We've already given you the animations essentially with the catcher, putting his glove over his hand and putting his hand on the PitchCom and giving the sign to the pitcher.
Sinker. Low inside.
But
Skynet is so close. I'm gonna be real. I've lived a good life, chat. When our AI overlords come for us, and they're looking at me and going slider, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go, chat. I'm not fighting anymore. All right, Arnold can come, and if I'm the leader of the resistance, take me down.
now we have the audio part of that. So you have
I'm begging. All right, listen to me. Listen to me, chat. Listen to me. I need one of the achievements is to play a full game with the audio for the PitchCom on. One of the achievements should be the PitchCom on for an entire game where it's just like slider. No, I said slider.
you
You're
can
getting
have
the
it.
call. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have it come out of the mic on
Controller
the
speaker.
controller, or you can have it come out of the TV, and you have that option. You could turn it off if it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, and then of course another one I've been having a blast play testing with is the ABS system.
ABS is pretty cool.
This is not online, by the way. For those of you wondering, ABS is not online. You get a perfect umpire online. I got you, Kreiner. Perfect. But I will say this again, and I will say it until I'm blue in the face. If you go into the game log and look at the home plate umpire, every home plate umpire has their own personalized strike zone and tendencies. It will behoove you to learn them, especially with ABS. A lot of things they really did this year. Hopefully it doesn't get ruined by, what's coming. Yeah.
Cool. It's essentially exactly what I'm sure
Agreed,
everybody already
Stan.
knows. that
Agreed.
ABS is now coming to Major League Baseball, the automatic ball and strike system. You're going to be defaulted to personalized umpires, which means they can make mistakes, and so it'll be up to you whether you want to challenge that call or not. You get 2 challenges.
I think
If you
Sounders'
get it
little
right,
black
you
book of the
retain that
umps should
challenge.
make a
If
video
you
on
get it
YouTube
wrong,
about
you
it.
lose it. You can challenge while you're pitching.
But then people just want the black book. They don't want to hear me talk about it.
You can challenge while you're hitting. So you have that option. It's for offline modes.
don't
We are
think
not
you
gonna have
YouTube
it in
short.
competitive style gameplay because it's already perfect umpires.
Right.
But it's a really fun way to grind.
I have
and
to
play
bury
when
the
you're,
lead. I'll bury something.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. Like I said, I've been play testing it.
Make it a redeemable award
When you
for
think
chat.
that
What is
makes
that?
it wrong call. Game within the game. We're gonna dive.
I'm going to curse out umpires. Our franchise, whatever franchise we're running, I know the team. I'm going to curse out umpires. I'm letting you know ahead of time. It's happening. If they get one of these wrong and I'm right, oh, dude, I'm getting. We need to go back to like NBA 2K on the Connect, where if you like cursed while the Connect was on, you got a technical foul. I need to get chucked.
Coming up, and then of course
They haven't
we're
reached
gonna
the
run
full
through some
calendar yet.
pitch
No,
history
they're
options,
doing every
player lock,
Thursday.
hit work stuff. Up changes for Ashley. I think it's time we get our hands on a.
All right, they're going live. Blow me ump. Wait, what? Blow me like you're blowing this game. You pissed me off so much that my player get teed up every time. Yeah, they're going live. Is there anything in the live that you want to talk about, chat? Because I'm going to be real. I think they did a good job in the recorded. I would rather avoid some of what happened in the live. I think the recorded was good. I think the recorded went over a lot of the information. I think like I said, I think the live was good, but I think the recorded talk was should be the center. It should be the good one. Yeah, let's stick with the recorded. For those you don't know, lead gameplay, gameplay designer, Ashley and Carson. So you'll be seeing these guys a lot. I don't think you probably won't see a whole lot of Gil or Connor on any of the other streams. So too much potential nonsense. Yeah, well, we don't need to talk about it. It's all right. Although he does wear New Balance, which means I like him. So listen. The one thing that happened in the live is shrinkage online is still going to be a thing. Guess we'll be changing. Carson asked me host. That's kind of what I figured. They talked about PCI shrinkage for online. What is shrinkage? If you have a right-handed,
It's going to be great.
If you have a right-handed pitcher versus a right-handed hitter, and they throw a slider away from the hitter, I guess it goes the other way. Actually, hold on, let me. And they throw a slide. Actually, it's on here, isn't it?
They'll be playing while we're.
Where's the? Where was it? The Madden teleprompter action. I'm very good at what I do. I want to get the pen looking a little cooler though. When are you drawing turkeys? Or put my hand on the monitor. What's funny? I've even got a tablet to write on it. Where do I have that tablet? Oh, I do. Look, yeah, look. Is it? Nope. It's erased right now. Hold on. Yeah, so I actually have a tablet and everything, so gotta say boom. I have an addiction. I do. Essentially, none of the online play meta defining things seem to be going away, just not shrinkage. The including of deep coupling with exit velos to stadium elevation. Yeah, I mean it is unfortunately. Now, what I will say is they did talk about custom stadiums being reset. They didn't talk about here, but custom stadiums are being reset. So where was they had something? Oh, here it is. So here's one thing I do want to talk about. So let's hold on, wait a second. I gotta make sure you guys gotta come to me. I know you got Turbo, but you guys gotta come to me so that make sure we don't get you on ads. Can you let them know if there's anybody else that wants to watch to whisper me? Like, and let me know. I will literally gift them subs so they don't get ads. All right, so I do want to talk about this. So this is PCI scaling, okay? What this is so if you ambush right-handed versus right-handed slider, you get the green, okay? If you middle a slider, you get the blue. If you go down and low, bam. Okay? Here's the thing. This is what they all look like together. Red is significantly smaller. And now this is on Hall of Fame. I know some of you have seen Legend where it is, this big. Okay? No problem. I got you, brother. So I know some of you have seen that, right? So the big thing is that they doubled down and said, "Hey, look, this is going to be something. The way to fix it is to ambush it." Right, the just ambush it thing. He's not wrong when it comes to baseball. When Gil says use ambush to do this, he's not wrong. I want to be very clear about that because if you look at the green is significantly larger, right? Here's the problem. The problem that I think a lot of people have in the competitive community, and again, conversations, I'm not competitive. I literally played 0 online games of MLB The Show last year. I'm actually very proud of that, just so we're clear. I'm actually very proud of the fact that I played 0 online games. Matter of fact, at the beginning of every season, I put out a tweet and said, I really need to try harder next season to get to the next step. just out of fun. Just out of fun. So going back to what we're talking about. The problem I have is this elevates switch hitters. And I think that's one of the reasons that the online community is a little tired of the shrinkage. It's not that they can't hit it. It's that switch hitters have such a huge advantage when it comes to that it makes switch hitters, like if you don't have a switch hitting lineup, like you're putting yourself at a competitive disadvantage. So I think that's where the balance comes in, is that there's got to be some better way to balance this and not say, well, if I have a switch hitter, I don't have to worry about this. Well, that's what I'm saying is, like, when you play online, here's the issue. You want to see what the issue is, Chad? I got you. A, B. Franchise players will go here. We'll go here. We'll loop-de-loop. We'll go all the way over it. We'll go backwards and go forwards. Franchise players, all they want to do is give themselves obstacles to get to B. Chat, what do online players want? What do online players want? If they're getting from A to B, what are they doing? Straight line. Straight line, and if they can shortcut, they will. And that's the only line, by the way. Franchise gets to do all this cool stuff, or offline players will do all this cool stuff. Dude, I play mini seasons on Legend. There's no reason for me to play mini seasons on Legend. I play mini seasons on Legend because I like playing mini seasons on Legend. I like challenging myself when I'm not playing online. Online players are looking for the fastest point between A and B. And unfortunately, this line is switch hitters. Yeah, shrinkage for offline player? Dude, we love that because that's a lineup thing we have to worry about. Online competitive, that means all they can do is use switch hitters. So, like, and again, if they're not using switch hitters, every time they have a non-switch hitter in the lineup, they're essentially just giving themselves an obstacle to get there. And they're giving themselves an obstacle that other competitive players are not going to give. Something like how a dev team has to take into account every player will optimize the fun of a game in order to achieve win or win it. That's exactly what they'll do. Shut up. You didn't see it, Detroit. So that's the problem. That's the issue. And I do think that at some point, this dev team is going to have to address the online competitive player and the switch hitter meta. Because it's not, if they go through another year of switch hitter metas, of switch hitter being the meta, I'm going to be real with you, chat. A lot of the online players are going to go crazy. So I really hope there's something to it. Because again, I think this is fine. For offline. But for online, it just, what does switch hitter achieve? Oh, sorry, Brompton with a 16-month Twitch Prime, welcome back. It cancels out the shrinkage, yeah. You don't get this shrinkage. You just get your normal PCI. Mr. Fat T, 19-month Twitch Prime. Can't have a switch hitter meta if you don't release good switch hitters? Yeah, but dude, you can't just not release cards. Like, are you just not gonna release Beltran's a switch hitter, right? Beltran's a switch hitter, right? I don't play switch hitter meta, so are you just not gonna release a Carlos Beltran because he's a switch hitter? Are you not gonna release Ketel Marte? Like, it's just one of those things that, like, they are eventually gonna have to do something about it. So, right, but Squeeb, the problem is that shrinkage happens. Shrinkage is something that happens because the ball. So, if the pitcher is releasing the ball here, and it's going this way, and the batter is here, so that's, what is that? Lefty or whatever, or no, lefty or righty. The problem is the way shrinkage happens is if the ball is tailing away from the hitter. It's to recreate the real life thing of if a ball is diving away from you, it is much harder to hit than if the ball is sitting up in your zone. So that's the problem is the shrinkage is happening here. And again, I want to be very clear. It's real. It's a realistic mechanic. Shrinkage is a realistic mechanic. Like, I saw somebody in their chat today say, does just because the ball is traveling away from you, your bat get smaller? No, but your bat path does. Absolutely. Your timing gets smaller. The timing window you can hit gets way smaller if you're swinging at it. So, switch hitters go up opposite hand, and switch hitters go up opposite whether the pitcher is any time. Yeah. So, yeah, they are an advantage in real life. The problem is it makes the online meta really boring. So I don't know how to fix that. I really don't. They can get rid of shrinkage, but like, it's a simulation. So this is a simulation mechanic. So I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is, but I do hope at some point they address it, like in terms of like for the online player. For me, it doesn't affect me, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to speak up for the online guys. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I'm not going to speak up for the online guys. I see watching top level rank guys is that even when the player is good enough to consistently center up breaking balls, the balls get nerfed on launch angle. Yeah, for sure. You just buff non-switch hitters to make them dumb strong when they work? No. Unfortunately, I don't know that works either. Because there are switch hitters with extreme pull swings. Carlos Santana's one. Jose Ramirez is one. There's one more really big switch hitting extreme pull that gets like a real big bonus if you swing early. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is. I wish I knew. I wish I knew the answer. Unfortunately, I just don't. So, again, no reason to go. I don't think there's anything really co-op. There was co-op updates, but I mean, co-op updates are cool. I think I'm pretty okay with what we went through though. Ian Happ's. I don't know if Ian Happ is extreme pull or just regular pull. Some hitters thrive on low and way. Some thrive on inside. Well, so as crazy as it sounds, Stevie, the problem is that there are so few push hitters in the game, like slap hitters, but the ones that do are actually really good with outside pitches in game, including those outside sliders. So, but push hitters aren't normally part of the meta either. So, that one kid in high school right now that switched pitches, yes. Well, isn't it? Who's the guy that just got traded from the Mariners in the Brendan Donovan deal is a switch pitcher, right? They can still count on the switch hitter meta by not dropping absolutely juice switch hitters. Like, I mean, they're going to though. Sinjay, yeah, Durangelo Sinjay. Yep. He's a switch pitcher, right? All right. Is anyone else still talking about this chat? YouTube. We're back on Sunday morning. Sunday morning, YouTube. 9 a.m. We're probably gonna play in some more of Pit Dynasty. If you guys, no, you know what? We'll do the vote on Sunday morning. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Maybe we'll do Cowboys franchise. We'll do a vote on Sunday morning. So be here early, Twitch strat. All right, YouTube, get out of here. All right. Where's my Twitch chat? Where are my boys at? Hello,